Yesterday's highlights got everything. Marriage advice, injuries, and grown men losing to gravity before coffee.
We're gonna get some uncomfortable truth that women often do not leave because love disappeared. They leave because safety, trust, and their husband farts too much.
Imagine losing your wife to bad decisions and worse air quality.
Have you been auditing your life lately? Or you just been auditing your excuses, or just accepting the excuses? And just accepting.
That is not patience. That is you babysitting your own bullshit.
Next thing you know, you're like, oh yeah, it's already June. And I got these excuses.
The calendar said June. Your life's still buffering since January.
I've been accepting, and I'm no better. I'm just no better in my life.
That line hits when you realize effort was fake busy, not real change.
But then for some reason this morning, Jimmy, I'm like, oh, I guess there's a last step. So next thing you know, I'm on the fucking ground.
Self-improvement just turned into a live fail compilation.
My 25-year-old ankle is all twisted up this morning.
Your body remembers 25. Your joints absolutely do not.
But I'm here and I'm putting in the time. Well, it's funny you say that because it's like I never went down the stairs before. I got 20 stairs, Johnny, going upstairs, downstairs of my house. Well, this morning apparently I only had 18.
Your brain said 20. Reality said sit your ass down.
So my knee has the results of the two that I missed.
It's crazy, dude. It's like we almost have to learn how to fall.
Nobody teaches falling. Life just throws you down and grades you.
This time I walked right into the fucking corner, dude. And it just split me like I was bleeding like a fucking pig.
John gets injured and immediately turns it into a full documentary.
Killer fucking steak and some fucking prawns that were the size of your fist.
That meal sounds like you forgive your ex immediately.
It was like almost, it was warm, but you got these little moments of cool at the same time. So a lot of times, sit on the fucking beach, you get beat up by the sun.
You paid for vacation and still got assaulted by the sky.
Yes, by July, it's fucking smoking hot here. And it's humid as a motherfucker.
Humidity got you sweating like you lied on your resume.
It was right on the ocean. There's a stark difference in their days. My days are very similar, and I enjoy them all.
So let's get after it in terms of some topics for discussion here today.
Warm-up injuries done. Now we get emotionally punched in the throat.
Fucking golfer in the world, he's a bullshitter.
Confidence level. Speak first, reality figures it out later.
Something tells me Rory does what he says he's going to do.
Well, and he has. Yes, he absolutely has.
I mean, I'm very, very tender, very, very soft, very sensitive.
He's always in love.
Dude, I swear to God, every time he meets a new girl, I say, look, do yourself a fucking favor. Don't marry her. I swear to God, dude, he'll fucking want to get married in a week.
Man meets eye contact and starts planning a wedding by Thursday.
I would say that I'm a romantic.
That sentence has ruined many perfectly stable lives.
And I also fell in love first, for sure.
Jess says, I'd already fallen in love, but not with a person.
Falling in love with an idea is where chaos starts stretching.
It's interesting you said, because Jess says, I think it might be because men aren't as generally emotionally supported by society in general. That's fair. They get the majority of their support from romantic relationships.
Yeah, then breakup hits and suddenly life got no backup system.
Friends, family, nobody got it except for the two of us.
Dude, I had a friend too. His name was David Stajic, actually. And I remember, so I would say he was probably take this for however you want to call it, probably my first love for another human being.
Nobody prepares you for losing a friend like that.
But I'll tell you, bro, that was the first time in my life where I felt like I was kicked out of a friendship or relationship.
One of those guys that we might not talk for years, but we get on the phone and everything's just the same. This is him, and it's going to be him for the rest of his fucking life. I said, so just realize when a girl comes into play, you're going to feel he's going to drop away and he'll come back when she's not available.
That friendship got seasonal hours.
I told you way back when, this is how he is. You just have to accept him for who he is and love him for who he is, and that's it. But that's the fucking spice of life, is learning to accept people for who they are.
Yeah, but sometimes who they are is exhausting as hell.
It's just fucking, if you need connection to get in there, then you have no business learning about peptides.
Fix your life before you start optimizing your supplements.
Those currents, you get caught with those currents, man. I remember vividly getting caught in one of those currents, and I remember thinking, if I hadn't listened to the guy that told me to take the little donut that had the rope on it connected to the boat, I'd have been fucked.
Every guy hears instructions and immediately negotiates with danger.
You can't really tell that the current's going, right?
No, at all.
The boat is anchored, and he goes, and he was a little local guy, could barely, he speak kind of broken English. He was basically telling me, look, take the fucking donut.
Dude almost egoed himself out of basic survival.
Right? And I'm like, oh, I'm just going to jump in right here. I'll just stay by the boat. He was getting more and more firm. Take the donut, whatever he was calling the fucking thing. I had a hard time pulling myself back to the fucking boat with the rope. That's how much resistance there was. I was like, where the fuck is this current coming? It was out in the fucking middle of, I mean, granted, we were between some islands, but they were so far apart, I just couldn't imagine how there was a current that strong with probably a half a mile open.
Most women who walk out never look back.
Every guy just mentally reviewed his last 6 months real quick.
But our guest flew 3,200 kilometers home because her husband finally became a man worth the trip.
I arrived to that conclusion is because I help men fix what's not working in their marriage.
She basically runs a repair shop for broken husbands.
The thing I liked about the intro, assuming the intro is correct, is you talk about action, not therapy.
Give a man instructions and a deadline, now he's alive again.
Yeah, you see, it is about action, especially for men, because what I've realized is that they don't like just to sit and talk about feelings because it paralyzes them.
Men here, let's talk, and suddenly got urgent fake tasks to do.
Maybe it works for some, but the clients I work with, it doesn't work because they feel even more incapable. So they actually want to know exactly what to do and get on with their shit and, you know, fix the problem. So that's what I do.
The first thing I would say is get your fat ass out of bed up early before everybody else and start doing hard shit.
John's love language is suffering with a schedule.
The problem is that their safety is such a woo-woo concept. A lot of people talk about it, but, you know, what it is, don't think of it as a feeling word. Think of it as what happens when problem shows up.
Oh.
If there is a problem and it creates more chaos and tension, you are building what I call danger house, okay? So we are in a position where we are building a danger house.
Nobody wants to come home to emotional landmines.
But if there is a problem and it turns into progress and chaos and peace, you are in a position to build a safe house. She's not asking, do I still love him?
That line just punched half the audience in the chest.
She's asking, how much does being with him cost me? That's the difference. How do I make the problems that appear between us cost less? Do that, and she doesn't have to protect herself. And guess what? When she feels safe, she will knock the door down just to stay with you, and she'll make sure the kids stay at home as well, because safety is what we want, but she is living in stages. What that means is that it's not like one day she just wakes up and enough is enough, I'm done, you are dead to me, and I walk away. It doesn't work like that, because what happened is she is during the phase when actual things start to drift apart, she is fighting for it, but men don't see that. That's the problem.
Some guys miss signs like they're optional side quests.
Interesting.
So in that moment, what happened was, for me, is I had to protect myself even more, because I was like, listen, I'm in a lose-lose situation here. If I bring something up, I lose. If I don't speak up, I lose. What's my third option? Consideration of leaving.
That is where silence starts packing bags quietly.
You know, because I just feel like I have to protect myself all the time, because I get punished in a way, whether it's concern, my fear, or, you know, any mistake I make. It's how much we sense danger everywhere. We sense it everywhere. Well, guess what? I'm gonna feel safer with that person. He tells me there is only one reason why a man wants to have a female girlfriend, and that's because he wants sex.
I want to be able to see my wife go make the right choices. So if she takes a friend and brings that friend too deep into her world, that's a problem. If she understands where they should stay to keep me and the relationship comfortable, I want to see her do that without me having a fucking rule.
If loyalty needs rules, it already feels like a prison.
That she can't have a friend.
I interpret that expectation of others is the #1 cause of every problem.
Expectations are just preloaded disappointment waiting for a trigger.
In every relationship.
But I mean, I want to see my mates act as I would, or I'll go find a different mate. That mate's not compatible for me. I live my life this way. This is who I believe this is the right way to do it. This is my, my belief.
Your values, your beliefs, yeah.
And I want someone that has similar beliefs. And if their beliefs are similar enough, we align. If they don't, we don't. Expectations are a guaranteed way to make you unhappy, make you to break shit apart.
That's how things start. Like the most infidelities happen actually in the workplace.
Nothing ruins a team meeting like emotional side missions.
But because you are in a stage where there could be potential threat, you need to be equipped with the skills to deal with it later. Because what can happen is one day, for you, it will be all of a sudden, she might tell you there is someone else, or I've been having feelings for someone else, and you will flip out. You're like, where is this coming from, And it's never all of a sudden. It's a decision that I just don't want to do it. Like I said, it's about eliminating threat.
What I'm saying, there's so many different levels of what we're talking about.
You see, it's all about, like I said at the start, that when things start to go downhill in a relationship, usually people start to fix it with love actions, but love is the wrong problem to fix in that moment. It's
you know what?
a safety issue.
Often people go through relationship problems and so forth. Next thing you know, they're, let's have a kid, or let's go have sex, or let's go on a vacation. And I see your face right now. Well, I have a study here which says that the sex stress relief only lasts the day. We have fight and then we have sex and then shit doesn't get any better.
That is not fixing it. That is toxic cardio with benefits.
All right, I'm going to bring you guys, let's call it a biohack, if you will. I'm going to bring you guys a trick of the trade, a way to kind of play the game with a little advantage, if you will. Because what I'm hearing out there from so many of you guys is that, if you could just get out of the gate with, starting to get in shape quickly so you could see the results, which would give you the motivation to continue. It's going to literally tell your body to burn body fat for fuel and give you energy. It's going to speed up your metabolic rate, so it's going to give you a little bit more energy. It's going to massage the addictive center of your brain, which is going to make you stop dopamine chasing for food. You're going to stop using food for entertainment.
Some people emotionally date snacks more than humans.
You're going to want. When you want to do something, it's so much easier than when you feel like you have to.
So you are actually trying, and you build life around the person you are with. You can lose so much, and especially for women, men think it's easier for us to a certain extent, but especially women after 30, if we are going to lose the man, okay, especially the one that we thought we would be with, what's going to happen is our dating opportunities go way lower. That's just a fact. And the biological clock is our enemy too. So we really have to everything sorted out quite fast. The point is that when you are with a good person and then things go shit, after some time, like you are weighing like what's costing me more all the time, because you are protecting yourself, you are in survival mode. And that's what people don't realize. So the sex is good temporary, but it's a quick dopamine.
Yeah, cake logic works great until life sends the bill.
If it's like having cake, it makes you feel good, but if you keep eating it, then in 10 years' time, your liver and heart will say something else,
The idea of getting married, so you're going to increase the expectations of the relationship, but you haven't changed anything in the relationship to support those expectations. So all you've done is speed up the process of falling apart.
And then added a label to it.
You fight, and then basically you get to do a nasty fight, and then you have sex to basically get over the fight. That's like the making up. So it was almost like this, it was so intense on both sides. It was like this thing that just never stopped.
Yeah, so Clyde, talk about that.
Absolutely. 100% of my clients don't realize anything. And the number one reason is because it's hard to read the label inside the bottle. She lives in stages, but he loses her in moments. You wouldn't believe, but just actually stop your default pattern is really hard. So you just really need someone who sees through your bullshit as well and just keeps you accountable and keeps you going. It's this micro moment that he doesn't know how to fix. And that's where I step in, because he needs someone in a specific moment to tell him, listen, this is how you are reading the situation wrong. This is the wrong problem you're fixing, and this is the next move. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You can take all of these goofy tips and just fucking go to bed and work on getting better sleep. We'll destroy all of it. Rather than fucking eating a bunch of garlic and do all those other stupid details that don't fucking matter, set an alarm, go to fucking bed on time.
All the hacks, and the answer was sleep like an adult.
Straighten up your sleeping patterns, and that's so much more powerful than all of these little tips.
But just have some garlic in your food.
If you like garlic, eat your garlic. But don't go fucking crushing garlic thinking it's going to fucking raise your testosterone
Oh, it's
drastically.
gonna fix marriages, Claudia. Garlic is gonna fix every marriage. That's Claudia's new tip today.
Yeah, to men who are really trying to, fix their marriage, when you are really trying, just, I want you to think about from perspective that she is not asking you, do you still love me? She's asking, how much does it cost me to be with you? When you switch to this perspective, you're automatically going to think of less, not adding more, because that's what you need to be doing.
Johnny, that's called the world is going to hell in a handbasket. Drop a fucking capsule of potato in the deep fry and you got a bundle of French fries. It was interesting to hear her talk about boundaries though, right? Where she's like, my husband doesn't have friends with females and I don't have. Well, and we've talked about it before, and this is where I get frustrated with our men, which is our men want the hot yoga wife or the hot yoga teacher or the hot physically fit female, but the dude's crushing Cheetos with the big fat belly, and it's like, dude, no, it's gotta go both ways, man. One of the hardest things to admit in life is that you can love someone and still outgrow the version of love you built with them. People change. We get older. We heal. We break. We wake up. We hit the snooze button. We get clear. And we get more honest with the people around us, and we get more honest with ourselves. And we also stop tolerating things we once called normal. And we start needing things that we once never knew how to ask for. Well, I'm saying that sometimes the love was real, but it belonged to a version of you that no longer exists because it feels like betrayal. We confuse history with alignment, loyalty with permanence, or familiarity with truth. And those are not the same thing, you guys. No, just because something mattered does not mean it still matches who you are becoming. And just because you shared love does not mean you are still meant to share a life. Again, outgrowing a version of love does not erase its beauty. It doesn't even make it fake. It doesn't even make the mistake. It does not mean that you were wrong. It means that life moved, and it means that you evolved along the way. Real life says sometimes love is real, and sometimes it's still not sustainable, because sometimes love is so deep but yet still misaligned, present but still no longer enough. And that, guys, is not cynicism. That's called reality of adulthood. And you know what, guys? That doesn't make you heartless. It makes you honest enough to admit that growth has consequences, that becoming has consequences. And maybe that is one of the hardest parts of being a human, is that realizing that sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to stop pretending that the old shape still fits. Because love can be real and still no longer fit the people that you have become.
Damn, that one stays with you. Full episode is up next. You probably need it.
Apparently, the male ego is so fragile that one weird Tuesday in your 40s can make you think your libido got laid off without severance.
Ouch. You're not wrong, though.
Today, we're dragging that panic into the light with Brianna.
Because a changing body is not the end of your edge.
This one is gonna hit where it counts, boys. Only on mornings in the lab with Keith, John, and friends.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. Come hit the like, come hit the subscribe, and come jump into the comments. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Get up, build a streak, and show us your proof that you are up. Most advice is useless because it ignores the one variable that changes everything, and it's called human nature. That's a good way to start it. Hey, most men don't lose the plot in the bedroom first. Wah, 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 wah. No, we lose it in our head. Boys, Brianna Bass is joining us today. We're talking sex, we're talking relationships, we're getting into it. We're talking about what happens to our libido after we hit 40. But first, welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your live morning show for real talk. Entertaining conversation and a little bit of motivating fun every single day. 8 o'clock live on Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Hey, you guys tuned into Roofy this morning? He was talking a little bit about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yeah, so I grew up with that movie kind of having some troubles because I was a little man. And I felt like I was always the honey that I was shrinking the kids. Hey, quick warning, guys. This is an R-rated experience. Sometimes it becomes X-rated, especially on a day like today. We're talking about libido, having some sex and all that stuff. Yes, yes, yes. There might be some F-bombs, S-bombs, some kids around. What the hell did I just say? No clue. Nope, no clue at all. But hey, listen, parents, get out of the room. Kids, sit down. We're going to talk about sex after 40. And listen, we know how Johnny's going to come with this one. Johnny's going to come with this one and say, man, stop eating the bad shit. Stop eating the bad food. Stop eating the crappy shit. And your libido will be better. Maybe it's more complicated than that. I don't know. We're going to have that conversation today with Brianna Bass coming up in the second hour. And of course, we got a bunch of other fun things on the show here today. Before we do that, hey, Rico, you want to fast forward through the opener? You got a few more minutes to get through this one. Hi, good morning, Holroyd. Good morning, Sullivan. Good morning, Rico. Guys, if you checked into the show yet today, build your streak, mornings.live. Mornings.live is the way you can get up, get after it, and start your streak and show the world you're getting after your streak. It doesn't cost you anything, but what it does, it helps you get up and get forward and achieve some big-ass goals, because if you're snoozing and you're sleeping around, if you're snoozing and you're sleeping in, you're not achieving those big goals. All right, today's poll, we got a poll on our app every single day as well. And today's poll goes just like this. How do you react when your drive or stamina doesn't match your 20s? Well, today I'm feeling pretty good. I was squatting some pretty big lifts here today. My stamina feels like I'm in my 20s. Had some great life expectancy work. The day before yesterday, felt like I was in my 20s. Oh, man, just a 20-year-old getting after it, baby. Oh yeah, true story. Speaking of, my lovely bride this morning is fasting for some life tests this morning, and no coffee. Yeah, that was a fun experience watching my baby just get after it in the gym. Hey, she made it into the gym. She went for a walk. She got moving even without coffee. It's the hardest thing to do. So guys, what's the poll? The poll is this. How do you react when your drive or stamina doesn't match your 20s? What about you, Holroyd? Is it silent panic and an ego hit? Or is it to pull away and the avoid intimacy? Or is it to talk to my partner openly? What is it? Well, for me in the life expectancy work, it was taking a break. I was like, okay, I need to just take a few second break to reload to get back after it again. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And hey, guys, today's daily question goes like this. Are you letting the ego, are you letting your ego of your 20-year-old self ruin your intimacy today? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm 20. I can perform like I'm 20. No, you can't. Nope, doesn't work that way. And hey, for the snooze button romantics out there, I know you. I know you. I was one of you years ago. If you've been laying around, yeah, you're 15 hours behind me. Yeah, 15 hours behind Roof. Yeah, Roofy's been doing this show every single day, 7:30, and you are 15 hours behind the guy already, just by sitting there, laying there going, I'll get up in 5 more minutes. Yeah, true story. If you want to know how much you are wasting your life, head on over to snoozetracker.mornings.live, the only snooze tracker on the internet, the only snooze tracker powered by intelligence that is artificial. Yeah, that's like balls of meat. Yeah, so today's show, we're going to talk everything backwards like Yoda. Yeah, true story. So today we're talking about tracking your snoozing. Yeah, exactly. So guys, get up. Just get up. Get up and get after it and go achieve those big ass goals today. And today is the day to start that. All right, listen, what do we got on the topics here today? Hey, in the Rebel Yell, we got a little bit of Billy Idol. Yes, he got his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, the words are coming out awesome this morning. Billy Idol nominated yesterday to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, he was through Winnipeg a little bit ago. And I got to tell you guys, the guy hasn't aged. But I think if you look that way, there's a certain way you can just age gracefully. Just keep the fillers in the face, just keep the hair spiky, and just pull it all back nonstop. Yeah, so anyways, we're celebrating a little bit of Billy Idol here this morning. And guys, summer's coming up. Guess what? Oh, you want to know what? Your sperm is strongest in the summer. Another bit of ridiculous science journalism. Yeah, from the banals, the anals, the documents, the world of science. Dr. John Petricelli. Yeah, true story. Your sperm, strongest in the summer. 15,000 men confirm the season matters. That fill the cup. Never know what happens. Science has just built reversible male birth control. 100% effective. Oh, great. And America's sex report card. 89% want it. 87% enjoy it. So why is only 56% actually satisfied? I know why, Jimmy. Jimmy, you know why? Because you're doing it with somebody else. Listen, if you do solo life expectancy work most of the time, I got to think you're going to be 100% satisfied. Yeah, true story. Hey, Jimmy, you know it. And we know Charlie's listening too. Hey, Charlie, you got to rub one out every now and then. And if you do that, you will be 100% satisfied. Yeah, that's exactly it. America lost the script for making boys into men. Hey, and guess how we're moving them back to men, Jimmy? Yeah, with chainsaws. All right, without further ado, let's get after it. Yeah, what are we going to get after? Today's show, because it starts like this, and it starts with something that we like to call, hey, Kai, the morning loop. It starts right now.
Good morning, nation. Yesterday looked like a normal conversation for about 8 seconds. Then poor Claudia met the boys.
She thought she was walking into a normal morning conversation. Then garlic hit the table, and every man got spiritually interested.
Yeah, one little garlic talk, and suddenly the whole room was acting like the kitchen had a sex department.
You know, Claudia logged off thinking, these grown men need adult supervision before breakfast.
And later, Brianna stepping into this circus smiling. God help us when that conversation actually starts. Let's start the morning loop.
Did he say growing men? Growing men, Jimmy, growing men. Yay, we're growing men. Hey, guys, why have we lost the ability to react like adults? Why? Why is it that after the way that modern culture turns every serious event, oh yeah, just like this, Jimmy, every serious event into content, into performance and fake certainty. Yes. Oh, yes. So why have we just lost the ability to react like adults? Yeah, hey, this is about maturity, man. It's about depth and what it costs when people lose the ability to sit with complexity like actual adults. Instead, what do, Jimmy? We order McDonald's to the White House. Yeah. Oh, baby, that's a... Oh, and then I wake up this morning, I got a majority government. I didn't even vote for that one. So hold on. Let's just hold the fucking horses for a quick second. I live in a democracy. Yeah, hey, Jimmy, I live in a democracy. And I wake up this morning. Speaking of democracies, I got a video of the dude in the Philippines. Yeah, did you guys get it this morning? We got a Reddit this morning. Your Filipino president was getting after it and showing the world that he's alive. Something like that. Anyways, but yeah, so I live in a democracy. Holroyd, we live in a democracy, don't we? Yeah, apparently it's a democracy where you can vote for some person, and then you go to sleep and you wake up a few days later, and the guy you voted for decided he changed his mind and he's now going to be a part of the other party. You're like, what? Hold on a second here. You were part of that party and I voted for you. Yeah, because I convinced you to. And then you decided that you didn't like that one, so you went over there. Yeah, it's exactly what I did. So now you're on that party. Yeah, true story. Okay, so why do we vote? What's the point of democracy? Hey, Kai, what's the point of democracy when I'm going to vote for this guy over here? And then the guy decides to change his mind. He goes over there and it just, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's the world we live in today. True story. Hey, guys, I did something yesterday I'd never done before. That's another true motherfucking story. I did something yesterday I have never done in my entire life. And guess what? I failed through the entire experience. It is ridiculous, Holroyd. It absolutely is. Yes. And listen, I don't really care. I really don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on. I don't. Well, I do care because I do have a point of view on it. But all joking aside, it's fascinating to me how we all can just vote for one thing and then we just change our minds and then we're like, no, too bad. Sucks to be you. I scammed you, motherfucker. I scammed you. Yeah. But anyways, listen, I did something yesterday I have never done before. And it scared the hell out of me. I haven't talked much about the scare of it, the fear of it, but I did it. And true story, I failed the entire time I was doing it. And I failed once, I failed twice, and then finally the third time it worked. I'm going to talk about it with Johnny. Oh, holy shit, look at that. Hey, Kai, Jimmy, what's that? What's that over there? Oh, baby. I might be picking you up if you showed up. I might be wanting to pick you up if you showed up like that in my world, brother.
Did you fucking try to pick me up every day? What are you talking about? What kind of vehicle? What kind of vehicle was that? I thought at first it looked like a repeat of one before, but then once I saw it looked like it might have been a Mercedes. I couldn't tell. Dude,
64 Aston Martin. That's classic, man.
You picked it out. Very nice.
Yeah, well, Jimmy gave it to me. A 64 Aston Martin DB5, a James Bond car. I think our brother Jimmy has a little affinity for vehicles because he's doing a wonderful job putting you in them. Jimmy, good job, man. That's a fucking hot car. Brother, I drove one. Remember, you and I talked before. You did some race car driving in Vegas. I was fortunate. I drove an Aston Martin in Vegas on the track there. Fun car to drive.
Obviously, a more modern one.
Yes. That was about 10 years ago. But that was super fun car to drive. Super fun car to drive.
They're not putting that one on the track.
No, they are not, my brother. No, they are not. Hey, how are you today? How was your last 22 hours? I'm feeling great today. My sleep score says I shouldn't be feeling good, but I'm feeling fucking great today, man. How are you?
Isn't that the way it works?
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. Because my mind, I got up this morning, my mind is on fire. I'm like, Johnny, I'm like a fucking sniper today. I'm like, all right. Feeling pretty good about it too. How about you?
And think like this. Had you not adapted, there's a solid possibility. Had you not adapted that the numbers don't really mean shit, would you be the sniper?
Well, that's a good question. I'll tell you who's the sniper this morning, Johnny, even though she doesn't want to be. My lovely lady this morning is joining us on the show. I see her in the comments, Lauren. She was in the gym this morning. So Johnny, she has to do a fast today because she's going just for some blood work, some tests, kind of like just human stuff, right? Just human tests. So she had to start fasting last night. So I got up this morning and I saw this grizzly bear walk into the gym after no coffee. And it was this, I'll just stay out of your way.
You can have coffee on a fast.
So I think she was told not to, actually.
Just black coffee.
Yeah, I don't. So she was even asking. So I gotta be honest. Even asking about water. Like, is Johnny, is water considered a fast? Because you know this or not? Like, is water
fast is just what are you choosing? You can do a water fast.
Yeah. So she was told just to fast, and I'm assuming it was like nothing, right? So it's no coffee. I know she's drinking her water, but no coffee. So she's just head down, kind of just. I'm sure. I don't know. You notice, like she's just like. Rah, rah, rah.
I got a theory on that one, right?
Tell me.
So. They're basically a blood test is like a baseline, right? You want to compare your blood tests, right?
Okay, yeah. Her cortisol is being tested, and caffeine impacts that. No water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my theory was if we're just creating a baseline,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
All these tests over the years.
Yeah.
Well, if I fucking fast the first one, that means I got to fast every time. So I never fast ever.
Oh, that's an interesting point of view.
Yeah,
Now
the
that you
numbers
say
are going to
that-
be a little skewed, but they'll always be a little skewed.
Right.
So you can tell me whatever the fuck you want. I'm going to eat my shit when I want to eat my shit in the
I
morning.
see what you mean. Yeah. So because I understand the way you're bringing the science to it. I never thought about it that way, which is you want to establish a baseline. Well, you're so in some ways, Lauren's creating, and if a doctor tells us to fast, we're creating perhaps a not normal baseline, which is if you eat all the time, that's a more normal baseline is what you're talking about.
Be like a person that weighs themselves first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Yes.
If usually they'll take a piss, they'll take a dump, whatever they got to do, lighten their weight because that number is so important.
Yeah.
What if you chose to not do either and drink a glass of water?
Right.
Well, now you have a different baseline number.
Yeah. Good point of view, man. Good morning, Louie. We are a cowboy. Yes, we are a cowboy, Louie. Good to have you on the show here this morning. Johnny, I did something yesterday, man, that I've never done before in my entire professional career. True story. I failed at it 3 times yesterday. The third time it finally worked. But I want to share it with you because it's just kind of what you and I both stand for and how we've kind of gone through life and how we've arrived here. So I know I sold a company for a lot of money, and it was a services-based business, a little bit of software and so on, but mostly a services-based business. So I built this application called Conversation OS that's powering our show and powering the things that we're building. Well, yesterday I rolled it out to our first customer that's actually paying to use it and use the stuff that we're building here. And dude, I've sent it to him the first time, fucking crashed. Said, okay, I'm ready to send it the second time. And he's like, fuck, man, I'm trying to pay you and it's failing. He goes, what the fuck? Am I going to pay you for this thing that doesn't work? I'm like, oh, dude, I'm actually pushing an update now. What's the odds that I'm pushing an update the exact same second you're fucking trying to pay? So I got this guy trying to pay and I'm crashing the app. And I said, give me a second. I sent him a third try, Johnny. I'm fucking sweating like a motherfucker. And it worked. So I was like, yay, I got paid and it worked. And then so I'm now in the world of, okay, I've built something. Fuck, I don't know what happens next, but I'm getting paid for it now. But it was just those moments of progress over perfection and accepting that shit's not always going to work. And you know exactly what it's like as a business owner, right? You try something, it's like, oh, it didn't work. You got to try it again. And I want to share it because too often we as entrepreneurs and people, we just stop or we're scared to try. I was shit scared yesterday, man. I'm like, okay, here it goes. Here's your application, Paul. Boom. And it didn't work.
Or even scared to say, hey, you know what? This is the beginning of this.
Yeah. Yes.
So if there's a bug, don't sweat it. We're just getting some of the bugs out.
Thank you for saying that. Yes.
Because guess what? In 2 months when the bugs are gone, you would have paid double.
You know what? It's funny you say that because it's exactly how I was communicating yesterday. I said, dude, you're our first. And you're getting a discounted price on this. This is not what the person over there is paying. So please bear with me while we have some patience and get through this. But you'll be happy to know because I expect we'll have on the show tomorrow or next Wednesday. Adam House, Paul Riedner, Joshua Kent launching What the Truck on our network starting on Wednesdays, 10 o'clock right after us. And they're launching their show tomorrow. So it's a show targeting veterans. But John, not veterans in the way that maybe we have been conditioned to. And I'm saying this, I perhaps some people will be offended by this, but they're starting this conversation to help veterans who are actually already making a difference. Not the woe is me, help me with the handout. No, the guys that are actually moving and shaking and doing stuff and making a difference and trying to change the conversation in the veterans world. You follow me?
Well, I mean, they're going after the people that have had the habits developed.
Yes.
There's two different markets.
Yes.
With our new one, with our done for you business.
Yeah. Tell me about
criteria is if you can't fucking pay for it, you don't have your shit together enough to do it.
You know what? That's fucking really great you said that because when I was asking you about where your price point was and you were sharing me whatever it was 15, 20K, etc. It's regardless. But I love that that's such a, again, let's talk business learnings for people. Price point is such a great filter, isn't it? Because to your point, if you can't afford 20K, then you clearly aren't serious about your business. Seriously,
and
right?
and not finance this.
No, yeah.
You got to be able to pay it.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like I have a meeting with, I'm going to take on one more beta. I'm taking on one more beta today.
Yeah.
And, he's someone that I want to give an opportunity to.
Okay.
I'm sure that he probably will, but I'm sure when he hears that if he doesn't take this opportunity, wants to come back later, that the price will be 4 to 5 times what he's going to have to pay.
Yeah. Hey, do you I'd like to talk about this with you for a few minutes from your perspective. How did you learn that, John? And what I mean by that is how did you learn how to deal with pricing with somebody? Like, okay, I'm gonna charge you.
It's a simple question, brother.
Yeah, tell me.
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
How much do I need to charge you?
Yes.
So you won't quit.
How much do I need to charge you?
So you won't
quit.
If I give it to you for free, you probably throw it away before you open the fucking envelope.
Holy fuck. No value. Yeah, zero value. Good call. Okay, keep going.
What do I need to charge you so you won't quit?
Oh, I like this.
What's the price got to be?
Okay, so because this is good because I'm talking with Carter because Carter's doing his business, right? He's starting his business, right? He's like, Dad, what do I charge? He says, well, charge somebody X. If they pay, if nobody waffles, charge the next person a little bit more, and then keep going. So when you started your journey, using me as an example, okay, I think I can charge Keith X. He's not going to quit. Like, did you keep bumping up along the way to learn that, or how did you learn that magically? Seriously.
I mean, it was when I first started my coaching business. Fuck, man. I was just like, guy asked me to do it. Well, what? Okay, yeah. I mean, I was like just a fucking conversation. I thought he was going to come join my gym. No, he's like, no. I live in Kansas. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Oh, he wanted you to coach you virtually, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I mean, it was like he called my gym.
Yeah.
So I coach him. I thought he lived 2 towns away. Yeah, okay. How much is it? Well,
pick the number out of your ass.
I just fucking $500 a month. That was just the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what the fuck I was going to do yet.
I love that.
It was just the idea that I figured $500 is really not that much, but at the same time, it was enough for him to commit. And that was literally what I went with. And then once I kind of structured it, then I look at what's worth 500, what's worth 1,000,
That's brilliant, dude. That's I had a buddy growing up, not growing up, but later on in my life who sold cannabis, right? And cannabis dealer, if you want to call it that. Man, did I ever learn a lot about business from that guy. You know what I mean? And I mean that in a real simple, like, hey, try this out, because he knows if you like the cannabis, you're going to come back. It's got that addictive part of it, right? So he was, and just these little things like value of price and this and that.
I thought cannabis wasn't addictive.
Well, just like nicotine, right?
I don't say nicotine's addictive when I'm trying to prove a point.
I know it could be the same thing. Believe me, I'm on the same page as you. It could be the same thing. Oh, I got some great chocolate, right? It's like, hey, I got some great chocolate. You try this out. Well, then after a while, you're trying my chocolate and coming back, and you're enjoying my chocolate, and now I'm giving you the chocolate that I was giving you free. And well, John, it's going to cost you $10 for the chocolate. Okay, well, fuck, here's the chocolate. But dude, I learned a lot from my cannabis dudes growing up, man, on the business side, because how to deal with price, like you just said. It's like, okay, let's pick a price, and then okay, pay that. Let's go from there, right?
Yeah, I mean, what it comes down to is in per example, someone pays in full.
Yes,
they're going to be more committed.
Yes.
So it's like, remember we had this early conversation in our first model for this business.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, we're just going to charge them this. And it's by the day. And I'm like, you were kind of like making this really low barrier of entry.
I remember.
I was like, brother, do you understand what we're it's like putting a fucking turd on a hot driveway. We are asking for every fucking fly in the neighborhood to show up.
Yeah. Yes.
We don't want these flies.
Well, and it's similar, Johnny, to we're selling our shows now, and we're talking to people and leaders and leaders of industry and leaders of categories, and when I start talking price with them, and I tell them the price, it's going to cost you $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, and I'm thinking to myself, if you can't afford that, then you really aren't serious about your business. It's back to what you've been saying. Like you're either serious about growing your business or you're just kind of treating it as a hobby. And I've in some ways I've kind of, I don't want to say learned that from you, but I've really kind of picked up, kind of that I don't know if it's an attitude, but just the point of view from you in that way too, which is if you're not serious about it, that's fine. Then you're not for us, but this is what it is. Boom.
And it's you're so correct. Either you're not serious or you're not ready.
Yes.
Either are fine.
Yes.
I just need to know.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'll tell you who's ready. Johnny, I invited her on the show to hang out with us for a little bit this morning. She had a magical birthday yesterday. She's got a magical smile, and I figured I'd be the only one with hair here this morning. Jimmy, let's bring her up. Let's bring up Cheryl Rafal Whitaker.
And real quick, just the whole thing, the only one with hair. Let's ask your forehead about that.
Hey, I had a conversation with the two Whitakers yesterday, Anderson, and I was the one feeling left out because I got three good friends I spend time with every single day, and all of you are so brilliantly beautiful without hair, and I still am watching mine just continue to fall out.
I just said, Cheryl, this is what I'm urging him to do, right? I just keep envisioning, and as long as he runs this all the way to the end, I'm totally pleased with the 7 head he's wearing right now. But he's got to take it to where he's just got this motherfucker around his whole head, but still ties that thing in a ponytail.
Oh yes, that's
because then you're committed to your ponytail.
Yeah, dude, I'm all over that.
Because right now it's the joke I'm making. Once you got like a 6, 7, 8 head, I'm not fooling anybody with the back of that thing.
We all know it's going, right? I'm so bad though. Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys. You're so sweet. I'm laughing though, John, because when I was growing up, I've always had like a very high forehead. They used to call me 5 head. 5 head instead of 4 head. So the fact that you said 6, 7 head, that's just bringing me back.
Yeah, by the time it gets all the way back to this, it's a 9 head.
Oh wow, yeah.
Because we have 10 heads.
Yes, we do. We're full 10s. I love that. That is just it's a hybrid head, right? It's more than not.
Oh,
ponytail.
Keith, John, and Cheryl this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We're going to talk about Cheryl's birthday for a quick second. But before we do that, I know the three of us grew up with this guy, and yesterday we celebrated him when we're celebrating him on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it goes like, and the Rebel Yell! Jimmy!
Some guys build a whole legend just trying to outrun themselves.
Yeah.
And the ones who survive it, that's the real story. Billy Idol just made the Rock Hall class of 2026, and his own documentary says he should be dead. Forgiving yourself doesn't erase the wreckage. It just means you stopped adding to it. Legacy isn't pretending the old you never existed. It's surviving him and telling the truth about it. Let's get into it.
Johnny, you kind of remind me of Billy Idol-esque, actually.
I remind you of Billy Idol?
It's just a little bit, like just maybe it's a little bit like you have this kind of this attitude about you.
I was going to say it's got to be. It can't be a physical prowess.
There's an attitude about you that you'd strike me that you're kind of Billy Idol-esque, right? Like you're a rebel, you're getting up there and you're doing.
Where you figure he stands for not following the rules.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
and I say from the jump. I follow the laws, not the rules.
Yes, yeah.
I love that. Oh, I love that, and I love Billy Idol too. I've always loved Billy Idol. Badass.
It's there's certain people that just they artists that we've grown up with, and I wanted to put Idol on the stage here because there's really actually only one Billy Idol, and I know it's a duh statement, but again, we have certain artists in the world. There's only one of them, and as normal as he is, there's still only one of them, right? And he's got that one like the couple of songs, but like that's it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I know how many hits has he had? I'm thinking about that one Rebel Yell, and there was White Wedding.
At White Wedding, yeah, Moni Moan, wherever that was. Yeah.
And think how he was like in his genre, so to speak, before he hit the mainstream, because he's a punk rocker.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tony. Yeah.
So it kills me because Billy Idol did talk shit. Like, do you understand the fucking gutters he had to climb through to make fucking serious with what he's doing? You have no fucking idea. You're sitting on the couch eating fucking Cheetos, talking shit about people. You don't have a fucking clue.
But John, that's always the way it is, where people see the end result. They see
He's an overnight hit after 20 years.
Yes,
exactly. It's like, no, he's been working his ass off and probably in like rock halls with like
playing for like 3 people in a fucking audience. Yeah, 100%.
Right, exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
They never squeeze your heart. They just see the wins, right?
Hey, Cheryl, was Cheetos on the menu last night?
Cheetos was not on the menu last night. No.
Oh, what did you have? What was it for dinner last night? Are you gonna confess to Keith and Johnny what you ate, or is it gonna be like,
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
All right, because we're gonna judge you.
So here's the question. Here's the question, Shiraj, before you tell us.
Yes.
So a birthday is kind of like, we call that a win. Like it's our fucking birthday. So did you treat yourself? Did you treat your win with a loss type meal, or did you treat your win with a win meal?
So yes and yes. So what I mean is,
Cheryl, see you later. No,
I had a really healthy meal, right? We went to one of my favorite restaurants, local, and it feels like home. One of those places that just feels like home. Sweetwater's in Westfield. And I had a shared salad with one of my best friends, Helen. And then I had poached lobster tails, which was like really super healthy with some sauteed spinach. And then the yes and yes part was I had chocolate cake because it's my fucking birthday. Okay,
but I love that you say because it's my fucking birthday. Think about this. Next year, think about, instead of that chocolate cake, do 100 burpees. Do something that's on the other side. It's my fucking birthday. I'm going to treat myself with a fucking win. I'm going to do another amazing thing. Does that make sense?
It makes so much sense.
But it's the way we were bred. Oh, it's my fucking birthday. I'm gonna go do some, self-sabotaging shit.
John, I love you, my love. But next year, my birthday, I'm still gonna have that fucking chocolate.
It's
I got to do the cake and the burpees.
And the burpees after the cake.
Before the cake.
I'll tell you who, yes, Eyes Without a Face. Eyes Without a Face. There's some more Billy Idol. Yeah. A little bit of Eyes Without a Face.
All right, so we're up to 4 songs now.
Also, I'll tell you who has a face and who's showing his face.
I bet he's got close to 10.
Oh, so here I read a fascinating piece. It was Burton Cummings, the Guess Who? No, who was it? Hootie? It was somebody. A legacy act said you need about half a dozen songs. You're set for life. You do 6 of your own songs. You do some covers. You can create that 60 to 75 minute set, and you can tour for the rest of your life, and you're good as gold. So if you can make yourself like half a dozen songs and then do covers, you can become a legacy act, and you can be the John Anderson thing, and you're good for the rest of your life. That's basically what it is. What's going on, Karna Perkle? Is that orange thing still alive? Yes, it's still alive. I'll tell you who's also still alive. So Cheryl, Johnny, I know that we like to work with our friends in the Philippines, and we love our friends in the Philippines. Well, they have a leader yesterday who's trying to show his constituents that he's still alive and he's not dying.
A whole president just did jumping jacks and dress shoes on live TV. Suit, glasses, leather shoes, the whole fit. At 68,
He told doubters, come to the gym with me. That's not politics. That's receipts. Sometimes shutting people up is cardio.
Ferdinand Marcos Jr. disappeared after a hospitalization. Rumors spread he was dying, so he held a presser and did jumping jacks to shut it down.
People just need to, it's like, Trump's dying or RFK's doing pull-ups. It's fascinating to me how humans are just like, okay, is John Anderson dying? He needs to do a burpee to show us that he's not dying.
Wow, that's crazy.
So there's the president doing his thing. Yeah.
Wow. Well.
Hey, why have jumping jacks gone out of style, John Anderson? And I'm a serious question.
I don't. That's a great question. I mean, they're not terrible. I mean, I suppose that they're semi-helpful, but they're like a great warm-up. Maybe that you're not getting a fucking crazy workout doing jumping jacks.
Yeah. But we did grow up that jumping jacks were a big thing, actually.
Jack LaLanne used to, right? He would always start. Remember Jack LaLanne?
No, I don't. Jack LaLanne, no.
Wait, what's his name? I'm saying his name wrong? God, I could see him.
Oh, okay. No, I may have heard of Jack LaLanne before. But
Richard Simmons.
Yeah, well, Richard Simmons. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carney Papuku says, if Trump does a jumping jack, we will know seismograph is a thing. That's funny.
How old is he? He's in his 80s, isn't he?
Trumpers think, he's 80, 81, 82, I think.
I mean, now think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just asking this question, but I'm going to bet that if we put every fucking president we had and by their age and how they move around, I'm going to say this son of a bitch is at the top of the fucking hill.
That's an interesting question. Hey, Grok, could you answer that for us?
Trump's 80 this June. Right now he's 79. Biden's 83. And the other living ones are all late 70s. So yeah, if we lined up every president by age and how they moved, that son of a bitch would probably rank pretty high on raw energy, even if it's not the cleanest form. Historically, though, the fittest presidents were guys like Teddy Roosevelt, George Washington, or George W. Bush, who ran marathons. But for pure I'm not dead vibes at advanced age, Marcos Jr. just set a new standard with those jumping jacks in dress shoes.
There you go.
Wow. Well, you think poor fucking Biden, Jesus Christ, when he was think 3 years ago, when he was turned 80, fucking guy didn't know where he was. He had an earpiece in there. He was just doing the best he could to spit out what somebody was telling him to say.
Well, there are some folks who are like young, old. Like I think about my mom, right? Her orthopedic surgeon always teases that she's 84 going on 60. She's just a very young, older person. And now the opposite of that, there are some people who are very they're just older, even when they were young, older, they were just still old.
Everybody's different. You know what I mean? And I say that Biden with being sensitive and caring and compassionate. The old boy he just wanted to go home.
I'm not. I was busy laughing at the dead guy running the country. Sorry, I just was like, who's running the country right now? Because that guy looks like he's dead.
Hold on. Let's just be. If anybody thinks that the president runs the country,
well, no.
I will say though, I would have to say though, right? I mean, if there is somebody think of all the presidents.
Yeah.
The one that we have right now, man, he's fucking jerking shit around enough to make you think that he's not listening to too many other people.
Oh, yes. No shit. No shit.
For damn sure. By the way, guys, I was not crazy. I had to Google it. You can grok it. Jack LaLanne.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, he was the original fitness guru. He died in 2011. 1914 to 2011. So
wow, 2011.
I actually have a 45-pound plate somewhere in storage. That's a Jack LaLanne plate.
Oh,
I mean, because that was like the original shit.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
It had the little bitty. The hole was bitty. Didn't have the fat one yet. They hadn't developed it far enough.
Oh yeah.
It was probably just a straight bar that went through there.
Right.
No. What do you call the no bearings?
Oh yeah. Here's some bearings. Check out this. I like doing this committed with you guys. Check out this guy here. You talk about committed to winning. Often we give up. Often we fail. Well, this dude's like, I'm not ending this marathon without finishing it. And Johnny, I think you'll appreciate this. He couldn't finish it. So we crawled.
Wow.
That boy.
And John, I'll say this. Growing up, and maybe even Cheryl, speaking to you too, peer pressure as a young person, I would bet you peer pressure would suggest you don't crawl. I think peer pressure most of us would quit before
how old is that person though?
I think it looks like he's in his later teens, Johnny, like probably maybe Carter's age. Yeah.
So check it out. A person who actually fucking runs a marathon in their teens, do you think that they fucking haven't dealt with a shitload of peer pressure to actually do what they got to do that?
Well
they
said.
left that shit in the halls at school.
Well said.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm thinking to myself right now, from a practical standpoint, I'm so glad it's grass.
Yeah. His knees are too.
I know. I'm like, oh my God, that was like the New York City Marathon. He'd be like on asphalt, and that would really hurt, and he collapsed at the end there. So
I'm so glad it's grass. Yes. Instead of the alternative. It's funny because when I think of grass, I think of smoking it. So, but in this one, I'm glad that, well, listen, Whitaker, you're from Trinidad and Tobago. I don't think it was too far down there back when you were growing up. There was grass.
It's still illegal in Trinidad.
Oh, I did not know that.
It is still illegal there.
I got to tell you guys something.
That didn't stop anybody. It's never stopped anybody.
You know what's fascinating?
It's more like weed in New York than it does in Trinidad.
But it's fascinating to me. Like, I walk around in the house, it's all over my fucking clothes, it's on the floor. It's just like it's candy around here. Yeah, there's some dude right now being pulled over in fucking southern Alabama. And actually, he's probably a black guy getting pulled over and getting arrested and thrown in jail because he's got less weed in his pocket than I have fucking in the side couches of my house. Yeah. It's just bizarre to me.
It is a bizarre time. And meanwhile, down the street from us, like we have about 4 or 5 dispensaries. I'm in New Jersey, right? So yeah, it's easy peasy now.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny, you'll love this one. Johnny, I know you'll love this one, brother. Get ready, because I got this one especially for you, brother. Especially for you. Cheryl, hold tight, man, because I got a word that's going to get this guy's rankles.
Okay.
Oh, here it comes. Jimmy, get ready for this one. Ready? Therapy is failing men. A 15,000 patient study, Johnny. It confirms it. Sterling Preston set it up for the conversation.
Well, we got to define therapy because my definition of therapy is what got us in that fucking hiccup the first time.
Yes, I know.
We've been telling men just go to therapy for years. Turns out the data says that ain't enough.
A 15,000 patient study found standard self-harm interventions work for women, but shows zero effect for men.
The whole playbook was built on data that didn't include us. That's not a gap. That's a design failure.
Men don't need a better pamphlet. They need support built for how men actually struggle.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I will actually lean on John with this one, Cheryl, and actually something that our guest yesterday said is that she talked about action, and I know John's a big fan of action. Right? Regardless of what we call it, whether it's therapy, whether it's talking, whether the gym is called therapy, this program is essentially saying that men don't effectively work using.
They don't take enough action to give themselves therapy.
Yeah.
I give myself therapy every fucking day.
Yeah. It's almost like John and Cheryl. We need to rewire the world therapy to action and make it actionable. You follow what I'm saying a little bit?
Yeah, but what I'm confused about in that clip is that it's saying that therapy was designed for women and not for men. Like everything in the world's been designed for men originally, right? So how did that happen? A man invented the bra. I mean, so like, I'm confused by that.
So this 15,000 patient study analysis spanning 46 studies found the standard playbook reduces self-harm for women, but shows zero measurable effects for men. And what they found was that the study was analyzing. It was set up for. It's funny because to your point, even Jess says it too. Said this surprised me given the field was developed primarily by men. Yeah. So actually, it'd be an interesting question for Friday Petro. Like to Cheryl's question, how does that actually happen, right? Like how did you study it without knowing in advance what the and as Jess says, we have far less data points on women.
That's interesting.
Well, just think about this fucking model.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So the perfect fucking functioning therapeutic business.
Yes.
It's some fucking guy sitting in his office and he has these repeat customers that come lay on his fucking couch.
Yes. Yeah.
Fucking speak and then come back the next fucking week and it never stops. The therapist there's no juice in him. He's not juiced, so to speak, to get that guy off the fucking couch. He's juiced to get him back in the couch.
That's interesting.
Just the model by itself.
Well, I get what you're saying, but full disclosure, I have a therapist, right? And yes. I was just against it. And then when I was pushed out of my organization, I was dealing with the stress of all that. It was suggested that I go. And I got to tell you, it was the best thing I ever did. But I think the reason why, and I'm a woman, I think the reason why it helped me was because I had a safe place to go. It was like the one place to go, not even to Dwayne, right? Where I can like literally just like not give a shit about the other person and what they thought about what I was saying, and then have that. It's all like all the work was done. I'm not going to say it was done by me, but having that safe place, like a really ridiculously safe place to go, made all the difference for me. And I'm still with her to this day. We're going on almost 2 years now.
Well, interesting. So that's great stuff. So let me share some stuff about my middle daughter. She comes to me and says, Dad, I think I need to go to therapy. I said, well, you understand my position, but that's my position. You're an adult now. You make your own. You make your own choices.
Right.
If you are going to go, I just want you to keep one thing in mind, and you keep this in mind, and you do what you feel is best for you. I'll support your decision, whatever you choose to do. I said, but therapists are great at helping you figure out why. What they're not fucking great at helping you figure out is how.
True.
And so you're going to get left with a whole bunch of reasons why you this, that, and the other, and fucking zero of how to fucking make it better. Is that what you're looking for? And I said, you make your own choices. She went for like a month or two. And she's like, Dad, I don't think I need to go to therapy anymore.
Well, good for her. Good for her. I found that
because because as she was doing it, she's like, blah, blah. She just was recognizing that they were just going deep down the why. There was never any looping back to the how. And it was just, all it was doing was, it's like putting somebody deeper down a fucking path of, let's just say, you know exactly why everything has happened in your life. Does that really fucking make you happy? No.
So I've had similar experiences, Anderson, but maybe so I've had the why, but also moved to the how. And I've joked about it with you and even Marty back when I was growing up as a young man and I was dealing with the pile of kittens and couldn't figure out why the eggplant wouldn't become erect, and it was all in my head, right? So, and during that time, I was going to the why Johnny with my therapist, and that was him who said here's how you move the pile of kittens away and create the eggplant. It was with the elastic band on my wrist. So there's like the cognitive behavioral therapy that I learned the how part. But I will say, Anderson,
can I jump in and share with you right there too? Because I have the same fucking position, dude.
Yeah,
I could walk down the fucking halls at 15-year-old, just watch a girl go by and just have a fucking boner that wouldn't leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'd have to go in the fucking bath, get the hall pass, and go fucking jerk off to fucking relieve myself because there was no way I was making it through the day. Sometimes multiple times. But you get a fucking girl in front of me.
Man. Oh my God, that's got to be hard.
You get a naked girl in front of me, and you can knock, but nobody's fucking answering the door. And I was just fucking like, God damn it, what is going on here? Well, okay, I did just a little bit of fucking self-discovery. I mean, I'm a fucking teen at this point. 16, 17. Yeah. And I'm like, well, you're fucking scared to death and your fucking self-esteem is low and you have very little fucking confidence. Let's go build some of that and see what happens. So the gym came into play. I started fucking building my body first, which then built my confidence. Next thing you know, that goddamn piece of wood was there whenever I wanted it.
This is actually fucking awesome right now because this is
but it wasn't somebody telling me. It was, okay, you're lacking confidence. That's the fucking problem. Go fucking build it.
You know what, John? I think that not everyone is a John Anderson. Like there are some folks out there who really will never get to that place that you got to.
Well, Charlotte, I was him. So and I was John. So if you put Keith and John as peers growing up together, John was the guy who figured, and I love it. John is the guy who figured out himself. Johnny, I love that. All the props and respect for you. I was the guy who needed that person to help me, right? So there was the difference. You were the guy.
But I give you props because if I was told to fucking start snapping a rubber band, I'd still be snapping that motherfucker.
You wouldn't be John Anderson. You wouldn't be John.
I'd be fucking 54 years old, still snapping the fucking rubber. Why doesn't it work?
But I love it though because we both have it. This is great, Cheryl, because as two men, we both arrived at a solution around a word that is semantics therapy, right? Because then, John, when I found the gym like you did, that was where I really found my therapy, right? Looking in the mirror, understanding myself, meeting AJ. That's where, like, again, therapy. The gym became my space, just like it did for you. But admittedly, Anderson, I needed some help along the way with some people that maybe were like my guides, right? So like, okay, Keith, I'm going to do and I'm with you, pal. The why. I spent fucking thousands of dollars on the why. I remember the conversation once with my parents, John and Cheryl, as a young man, back when I had the pile of kittens issue, and I was like, hey, I need to go see a therapist. And I was too shy to tell them why. Yeah, I can't get a boner. I had to say to them that, I was like, I need to go see somebody because I had to ask for their card to get the fucking insurance paid for. So that was a moment where I'm like, so John, just like when your daughter came to you and said, Dad, I want to go to therapy. I remember that conversation too, going, okay, ba.
Can I say something though? Because there's a comment in the chat from Jess, and I totally agree with you, Jess, that sometimes you need the right therapist at the right time with the right treatment for the right client.
Yes.
So there is a synergy that needs to happen there, because I remember going to a therapist a long time ago when my husband at the time, my ex-husband, came out. He was gay, and I had no idea. We were married 5 years, happily married 5 years. I went to a therapist. I thought it was bullshit. He didn't help me at all. I could tell that he had a problem with gays. And I was like, well, you have a problem with gays. You obviously can't help me. And so I was the right person, but he wasn't the right therapist. And that's, you know what I mean? So there, and I have to take it back, because I saw a therapist again when I dealt with Janet, that I talk about in my book.
Yeah.
Right? Because she was killing me. My boss was basically killing me with my MS. And the therapist did help me with the how. She taught me how to deal with a narcissist and borderline personality person, right? And then once she was gone, once Janet was gone, I was cured, so to speak. So I really do think it really does depend on what you're going for, and like that perfect match of the therapist and your problem.
Well, and it's interesting, Cheryl, because John and I have fun with the words. I suspect to John's customers, like the guys he mentors and coaches, they would say, John, love you, brother, is an incredible therapist. Keeps them accountable, gets the job done, regardless of what you want to call the word. But I would say, Anderson,
and I agree with that. So in the beginning, when we were talking therapist, I was thinking, okay, go sit in a fucking chair, lay on a fucking couch.
Yeah.
That's, the standard therapy room, because when it comes down to it, I mean, I believe that you're not going to fucking talk somebody into having the confidence they need to overcome their problem. You're going to talk them through a fucking game plan, give them a little pinch in the butt, send them on their way.
Yeah.
And I'd say smack in the butt. I'm not trying to be a hard ass. I'm saying, look, this is in most cases, the people that call me a therapist is because I got them fucking moving.
Yes.
Right.
They're taking action.
Coach. You're an excellent
They're taking action, and that action creates confidence, and confidence overcomes problems.
Yes.
I mean, Jesus Christ, I have fucking problems and issues all the fucking time. And what I don't do, sit around and fucking think about it. I create a plan and I execute.
No, hold on. I actually, no, I don't agree with you, because I've spent enough time with you, actually, brother. I love you. That you do think about it because you act on it, because you're
you didn't hear what I said. I think about it long enough to make a plan, and I take action.
I did hear, but that's the thing, is you do think about it to take a plan, to take action. You don't.
That's exactly what I just said. I think about it long enough to make a plan.
Yes.
So I'm not just sitting there thinking. I'm planning.
Actually do
all my thinking, planning.
Yes. 100%.
Some people get stuck. I talk about this on my show all the time. Some people get stuck because of that, the inner critic and all that kind of stuff, and they never move to action. And then so you need someone like a John Anderson to sit down with, or I like to say, like a Cheryl Whitaker or a Keith, right? Someone who can really coach you and say, like, you can do this, you can move. And you do that, John. You do that. You guys do that for people.
It's fucking it's fucking paralysis by analysis.
Yes, 1,000%.
You just got to be fucking dumb enough.
Analysis is this epic spot. Love to hear what Anderson has to say with this one. Check this out, boys and girls. A little epic spot playing here on the screen this morning on Mornings in Lab with Keith, John, friends. Check this out, guys.
It's coming.
It's loading.
It's coming.
Good morning. Here we go. Watch this. Check this out, Johnny. Exoskeleton for a doctor. Just instant sit. So they created that because doctors spend a lot of time on their feet, obviously nonstop. Yeah. So you wear it around and you can just instantly sit, and it's to support support movement, support mobility, but for doctors especially because there's so much they're on their feet all day for nonstop. I thought that's actually pretty slick, eh, brother?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that's unique. I'm sitting there thinking, if I'm a fucking doctor, I'm going from room to room. Is it really that big of a deal to fucking, kind of move the chair over and sit down?
Well, so sometimes it makes you wonder, what makes me curious when I see things like this is, what was the problem where somebody said we need to solve it, to your question, Anderson, right? Which is, okay, so what's the problem that we're truly trying to solve? Because clearly somebody saw one that was large enough to solve that problem, and that's what they're doing there. So,
and I could, first thing when I look at this, it's like, if you're a dog, like the things that I worked hard to become,
yes,
I enjoy the little things. I don't try to shortcut the process. Now, granted, it's just pulling up a chair, sitting down. It's coming to see your patient. Hey, Cheryl, how are you today? I'm going to pull up a chair and talk to you. Yeah, be part of the experience.
During like operations, because there are operations out there, surgeries that are like 6, 7, 8 hours long. So maybe this is like something that was built to like help a surgeon out who might be.
Yeah, I mean, if that's, I could see that if it was like a surgery piece, but I just I couldn't see myself walking up and down a hallway, visiting my fucking patients in their rooms. Without, what's the problem today, Cheryl? Let me grab a seat.
With the exoskeleton attached to your butt just to sit down right on the spot, just like that.
I mean, if that's a surgery tool, I think that's ingenious. If that's a tool to fucking wear when we show up and fucking put on your scrubs and then put this thing on all day, I don't see that. But I mean, I guess every doctor has their own position on how they want to do it.
Yeah, this guy is obviously a surgeon. I think it's got to be some kind of like surgery thing.
Yeah. Coming up in a few minutes, Brianna Boss is joining myself and John Anderson for some conversations around men's libido is dying. What can we do with that? Plus, I got some questions from the community we're going to throw at Brianna about relationships and so forth. Cheryl, I know you're heading to a meeting here shortly. What is on your agenda today, and what's on the show tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time?
Oh, okay. So agenda today is packing because we're getting ready to go on my birthday trip. So I'm looking forward to that. And the show tomorrow. Oh, I'm having 4 guests tomorrow.
Wow.
Oh.
All 4 at the same time. It's a coaching group that we get together every Monday. So we're talking about having a tribe, having an accountability room.
Yeah. Hey, John, have you ever cruised before? Are you a cruiser? Have you and Terry cruise, like done cruises?
Like on big boats?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've been on a handful of them. I mean, I enjoy them, but the thing that I probably, the thing that I always have to remind myself is that, it's like, there's really no place you're eating what they have, and you can make the best choices that they have on the boat, but it's slowly choking me out. By the end, I'm just fucking not feeling well.
Yeah. But I'm going to have you in my head, John, making best choices for the 9 days that we're going to be on this boat.
And you can. I mean, it's so you enjoy yourself so much better when you're making good choices. One time, the last day, I said I'm going to kind of I still was trying to stay inside my guidelines, eating fairly sugar-free, but I was eating the sugar-free treats and shit like that. And I was like, dude, you fucking feel terrible. What are you doing? You're supposed to be here having a good fucking time, and all you did was fucking break out the self-loathing. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But Terry and I were actually thinking about going on like a 3-monther where it tours the fucking world. I'm like, God damn it, I don't know if my system can handle that. Man. I don't know if the boat system can handle what's going to be coming out of my ass.
Oh my God.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me on this morning, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Always good to see you, Cheryl.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Whitaker. We'll catch up later in the lab for a few minutes. I know you're a little bit stressed out about your ship experience on the show. So and I know your lovely husband overtook our wonderful conversation yesterday. So we'll catch up today. Is that a plan, Stan?
Yeah, that's a plan, Stan.
Awesome. Enjoy your day, okay?
All right, bye, guys.
Have a wonderful day, Cheryl.
All right, love you guys. See See ya.
All right, Cheryl's out of here, guys. All right, coming back with Brianna Bass in a couple minutes. We're going to do a lifestyle tip with Anderson, reset hour 2. We're going to come back and have some sex and relationship conversation with Brianna, myself, and John Anderson this morning. And Johnny, and Brianna, women train themselves to stop wanting orgasms. Why? And new science finally explains the mechanism. Brianna's like, what? You didn't send that to me? No, I didn't. It's breaking news, Brianna. We're going to talk about it as well as the libido stuff coming up and some questions from the community that I received over the last few days to throw it. Brianna herself. Lifestyle Reset Hour 2. Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. We're getting after it right now.
Lifestyle tip. Here we go. We're just going to play with 2 words here. How and why. See, most people get way too hooked up on the why. They need to know why. And I get that curiosity. Maybe you need to understand a few things to move forward. But if you get so caught up on the why and not committed to the how, then you're really not serving yourself properly, because you got a problem. Why did the problem happen? Okay. If you can figure out why this doesn't happen again, perfect. Well, it doesn't mean shit unless you actually put that effort forward and put the effort into the how. How do I fix this and fix the problem? So if you're one of those people who gets, I guess, overly committed to understanding the why and never converts that energy to the how, you're going to find that your progression in whatever you're trying to achieve is going to be really handicapped. So ask yourself a question. Are you more of a why person, or are you more of a how? Now, there needs to be a mixture for sure. Are you 90% why and 10% how? We're probably not making much progress. I like to consider myself more of a 10% why and a 90% how. The how is what I enjoy. The how is what helps me make progress. The why, I just look at it enough to figure out how I can hopefully not make that mistake again and move forward. So the tips for the day. Ask yourself the question and be honest. Are you a why or a how type person? Rock and roll.
Good morning. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show for... Good morning. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live show for your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes there. I don't know what's happening with the team there. Guys, we got Brianna Bass come back. We're going to talk men's libido. We're talking sex. We're talking relationships on the deep dive, which that segment is coming up in about a minute. Good time. See your message over there, my friend. I'm sorry to hear about your son, and let's offer some positive wishes out there to your son, my friend. We got Jess out there in the comments. Some people need someone besides themselves to be accountable in order to motivate change. A therapist can fill this room in some situations. We had that chat with myself, Cheryl Whitaker, and John Anderson in the first hour. We're talking therapy in our center stage segment here today. All right, coming up, guys, the deep dive. Brianna Bass, no safe words. We're talking men's libido. It's dying after the age 40, and that conversation starts right now on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Brianna on the show. Let's do it.
Men hit 40 and act like their libido got laid off. Then they treat one bad night like a pink slip.
Stress stacks, hormones shift, and guys still judge themselves like they're 22. That's how panic starts running the room. Good men don't always lose desire. Sometimes they lose ease, then start dodging closeness before they can fail.
When a man gets stuck in his head, he leaves the moment. Then intimacy starts feeling like a test. Most couples don't need more pressure. They need a safer way back to touch, trust, and honest conversation.
So what's really falling off after 40, the body or the ego? Keith, John, Brianna, this one's yours.
Good morning, Brianna.
Hey there.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Fantastic. What do you know here today?
I know quite a bit on this one.
Oh, I mean, this one being what happens to a men's libido after 40? Because it seems like after 40, men's libido, and I know Johnny's going to say, men get off the couch and stop eating the shitty food and that libido will come back to life. But Brianna, is it as simple as that? Let's start the conversation.
Oh, it's I have a lot to say on this one and some of it's probably a little bit controversial.
Let's do it.
Well, one, right, testosterone starts declining at 30, not 40. So bear bad news on that. It declines at about 1% per year. So by the time a guy were to hit 40, it's already been declining over the last 10 years and he's lost roughly 10%. But that's not too bad, right? 10% really isn't too bad. So, but it is from whatever his baseline is. And odds are that this has happened so gradually. I mean, 1% just year over year, right? Slow, that he's not getting hit by a train by it, right? It's probably something he's adapted to. And he just thinks he's getting older, but there is a biological mechanism that's literally at play. So to be clear, the testosterone starts declining at 30. There's not some magical something that happens at 40 where shit just all hits the fan.
Yeah, at 40 is when you realize, oh my God, I'm fucked.
So is Brianna, am I the 40-year-old coming to your office and saying, Brianna, I just turned 40, I'm fucked. And then you're going, yeah, you are. See you later, buddy. Like, let's get into that stage.
Well, real quick, although I want to say everything you said, I totally agree with Brianna. God, I'm blurry as hell. But I would have to say that these studies are done on the average man, right?
Yes.
And when you take a person who does not have the average man cycle of life, that trend is going to be different, in terms of, the way that the average man lives his life is a testosterone killer.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. Which is when I started this conversation that I'm probably going to, I have some kind of controversial thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to serve everybody an excuse of, your body is just working against you. And that's just the way that it is. And this is aging and, everyone get on board. That's not what I'm going to say. I just don't believe that. I do absolutely.
Will you say that? I want to jump in. So Brenda, I'm sitting there in front of you. I'm a fat slob. Call it out. Will you say to me, Keith, you might want to go look in the mirror at your physicality to get.
You're going to say, you fat son of a bitch, you did this to yourself.
Yeah, like no, I'm serious, Brianna. Like, what would, and maybe not using John's words, but will you kind of call me out that way? Because if you believe that, maybe some men need that.
Yeah, I do, but not in that particular delivery style. So, yeah, what I would do is, I'm all about education, and through that education, I'm saying essentially the same thing you are, right? So I would teach someone about, not to get too technical, but visceral fat, and it's called aromatization, which, body fat, but specifically belly fat, contains an enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen. Totally true thing. I promise you. Go look it up, right? So this is what I'm talking about with their aromatization. So I would let someone know that, right? So if you've put on weight and specifically in the belly area, right, you're going to have a lower testosterone situation that you're dealing with. So your body is actively converting testosterone into estrogen. So the solution to that would be straightforward. I mean, this is a lead a horse to water situation. I don't need to tell you, anything about my personal opinions and assessing your physique, right? That's just straightforward. It's losing the weight. Losing the weight would therefore be the solution to that, right? And we hear about this all the time. Guys who go to the gym, and all of a sudden they're getting their mojo, their groove back. They feel. I'm thinking of several clients I can think of over the last few months who reported this very directly. I started working out. I've lost a bunch of weight. Now I'm coming onto my wife all the time. I hear about this all the time. So a couple of it is from literally lifting weights, and all of that does have a direct impact also. But a lot of it is just the fat loss too.
And they've 100% proven that visceral fat is not passive, meaning it is active with exactly what our doc is saying here. This is great stuff. And peptide wise, tesamorelin was developed to attack visceral fat.
This is actually fascinating, guys, because I'm thinking, John, a couple or a guy coming in, like coming in and they're convinced that there's one thing, right? And you're looking at the man and you know right away what the problem is, but he doesn't want to hear it yet. Like, that's got to be an interesting situation, right? Because you got eyes. The couple walks in and all of a sudden they open up to, my husband is want to have sex with me, or the I'm just the man's saying it, and you know the answer, and you're trying to find the words to say to him. Well, buddy, get your fat ass off the couch and get to the gym. It's actually as simple as that. I'm oversimplifying, but that's kind of, I can only imagine some scenarios, Brandon, where that's really what it is, isn't it? It's actually as simple as that.
It's one of the pieces.
Yes.
In my opinion, though, I do think that all of the pieces are fairly simple. So
okay, yes.
Yeah, I can get into kind of the rest of them, right? A big one is stress. And I know we're so sick of hearing about stress, the impact of stress and work-life balance. I know we're so over it. And I totally hear you. But whether we like it or not, there is a relationship between testosterone and cortisol specifically.
100%. Another killer.
Yes. And that relationship, a beautiful line that you can kind of memorize and help people understand, is that it's an inverse relationship. So an inverse relationship would mean testosterone is declining, okay, right? And that's our issue here. But it is the biological enemy of testosterone is absolutely cortisol. So if cortisol, an inverse relationship would be cortisol's rising and then testosterone is declining. It literally has that issue. Cortisol is going up, testosterone is going down under stress. This is science. This is not my personal opinion. This isn't up for debate. I mean, this is a non-negotiable thing, right? It's not that it got buzzy and we're all talking about stress in society now. So,
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to support what you're saying with a personal experience, but I want to let you finish. Sorry, I thought you were done.
No, I am really, honestly, right? So what I wanted to say about the after 40 piece and kind of it getting the attention, well, one could make an argument that at 40, a lot of life changes, a lot of circumstances happen that present cortisol. This is maybe when you're going, oh shit, about finances, mortgage, your parents are aging, you're aging. So you're struggling with that relationship. At 40, sometimes our world gets very narrow and we're like, what is this all for? That's when we start to have sort of existential kind of conversations with ourselves in crisis, right? So during this particular age of 40, it's very reasonable to state that your career is at a certain point. All of these sort of factors are adding a pressure that makes that cortisol go up. So I think we're getting overly fixated on the number 40 and not giving enough credit to all these other things that I'm talking about.
And then instead of going to the gym, the poor bastard having a midlife crisis goes buys a fucking Corvette and thinks that's going to fix the problem.
Isn't that true, though?
Oh, fuck. It's unbelievable. Oh, Jesus Christ. What I was going to say to totally support what Brianna's saying is I pride myself in understanding how I feel and keep myself in good positions in all areas of my life, especially sexually. But that's one of my barometers or my meters. When my sex drive is dipping, it's because I've got myself too fucking committed mentally, which is usually some deep-rooted anxiety base because I'm trying to get something achieved, or like when I usually go when I start a new business and I love it, but it just fucking sucks too much out of me. And it basically does exactly what Brianna said.
I wonder how many Chevy dealerships across North America and Corvette dealerships, Johnny, are exactly funded by what you just said.
Oh, they can see these fuckers coming too. They pull up in their Toyota Corolla, and they get out and they're fucking fat, and they're, oh, Jesus Christ, here comes another one,
Oh my God, that's exactly it. Hey, Brianna, question from Jess in the community here. Do you think part of the issue, and we've talked about this before with pornography, but Jess thrown out there, do you think part of the issue is men trying to live up to what they are seeing in pornography?
I think the issue is porn, not necessarily that in particular, but I think it's a wonderful point. She's right. It is adding another layer of pressure, right? So that's more going into the circumstantial argument that I'm making with porn, though, specifically. I talk about this a lot, right? It's affecting the brain and the dopamine reward system and blah, blah, blah. So by the time a man is 40, so another factor here that isn't actually about the literal aging piece, but if we're 40, it would be reasonable for us to state that this man has probably been consuming porn for 20 years at that point, 25 years, something like that, right? And, pornography is specifically engineered to play on your brain in that dopamine system. And it typically escalates, over time as far as what it takes to get us there faster or to the same intensity, right? So what this would mean practically is that sex with a real live partner, and assuming our partner is also aging along with us, right? And that partner is incredibly familiar. They're not going to look like the curated porn. They're going to exist in a normal human body. And it's literally not going to be able to produce that same neurological response of what the brain has been conditioned over 2 decades to desire and want to see as, gets me going, right? So you may think your libido is low, but what's actually happening is you've been calibrated to the stimulus that real life. Yes, that real life, let alone a partner of 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, cannot replicate. So the porn piece is very significant. I am not anti-porn. I never say anything like that. I don't say to give it up entirely. I think it's awesome if you do, though. I think it only helps you to give up porn entirely. It does not hurt, in my opinion. But I'm saying if your drive towards your partner has dropped and you're really having this conversation with yourself and taking inventory, you need to look at that. I'll also say on the porn thing, this is super important. Oh, I just had this conversation yesterday, the day before with someone where I had a female, and my libido's gone, whatever. And then later on in the conversation, I find out, they are using devices on themselves, a few times a month. Well, then there's no libido that's gone. That's a partner issue.
Oh,
that's a circumstance issue. If you are masturbating, your libido is still there, and you're probably not even masturbating as often as you would like to, or as much as you feel the draw or the pull or the desire or the tingling kind of sensation, and things get going. So that alone is telling you that testosterone is existing, things are firing as they should be. And so that's a partner issue or you issue, or you know what I'm saying.
Brianna, I got some questions from the community that I've accumulated. I want to throw some on the table here. Brianna, I feel like my wife's drive is actually, so my wife's just hit 40, she's hitting 41. And I can relate to this one, although mine's not mismatched. I feel like my wife's drive is actually increasing in her 40s, while mine as a male is dropping. Oh. How do we handle this mismatch without building resentment?
Well, it sounds like you don't, I'm going to assume that you don't want necessarily the wife's to drop and meet yours. You're probably going, I would rather have mine rise and meet wife. Mm-hmm. So I think you'd be looking at some of the things I'm talking about today. Mm-hmm. I think you'd be looking at, things like, your cortisol levels and that inverse relationship I talked about. Think about your porn piece, right? Think about your visceral, your body fat, the working out, lifting weights, it affects testosterone as well. Those things I've talked about. The other thing, I know this is also so boring and I hate to say it, but it's the truth, which is sleep. Testosterone is produced when you sleep. Literally.
Sleep is key. Being low on sleep is a killer for low testosterone. Libido, man, when you're well rested, I feel totally different sexually when I'm well rested.
Yeah. Well, Johnny, and you, John, you've talked about this one before too, because you're a big fan of it, and so am I. But you openly speak about we need to make sure we take care of our partner. Like, make sure we take care of our partner. I mean, in a negative way, Brianna, but let's just make sure we have an experience that's enjoyable for all of us. But here's a question I have. I feel a massive amount of guilt that I can't give my partner what I used to. How do I get past this shame so I can actually show up for her? In other words, Brianna, I'm old, I'm aging, and I used to feel like I could perform like the young 20, 30-year-old buck.
You don't have to do all your work with your dick. There's so many ways to please her, for Christ's sake. I mean, is there one fucking vehicle here? No.
So I think actually, Brianna, and I apologize we didn't get a chance to connect last week about some of the other things. I'm so busy with other things going on here, but I got to tell you, man, there might actually be a couple's experience with John and Brianna coaching people. Because there could be a couple walking into your office, you two, and ask the question, and Brianna's just about to respond, and Johnny's like, you could do more than with just your dick. Okay.
I just came out, man. It was just such a clear fucking, how do you not know that? You know, it's like, Jesus Christ, if it's raining and you go outside, you're going to get fucking wet, right? Are you going to fucking text a morning show and fucking ask what to do because you got wet because you went outside in the rain? Use a fucking umbrella next time.
Here's your receipt. Next. But seriously, Brianna, how would you answer that to a dude who's struggling with his own, and I'm serious, his own self-guilt and shame, where he's looking in the mirror, he's not feeling good about himself, he loves his wife, but he doesn't feel like he's pleasing her? And I'm being serious.
Yeah, but we do need to go back to the good cop, bad cop. John's a bad cop. Couple session, new framework. But yeah,
I think we'd have fun doing that shit. We'd have a good time. Veronica would be sitting side by side on the couch, fucking eating it up, man.
I'd be so nervous. I would make them sign so many consents.
Yeah.
So many consents.
Brianna's license would be gone in less than a minute. Oh, Brianna, but seriously, what would you say to that dude?
Yeah, well, I as far as the something kind of underneath that question is that he's experiencing shame, right? Shame and guilt, but mostly shame. And John is very right. There are certain things that can occur to sort of mitigate this contrast that he's feeling from him today and his, quote, past self. And all of this, I like to talk about this stuff as if real life. Women aging, the man aging. I want to hear about, the fact that he is getting tired earlier, that he doesn't have the energy levels he used to. She's feeling insecure about her body. It's literally changed. Parts look different. They feel different. Maybe she's experiencing delayed orgasm. I'd rather us have conversations that were very real and honest about this stuff, because within that lives the hope and potential to do something about it, right? So where I'm going with that is that for him, perhaps in quiet, right? He's noticing something is off. My desire has dropped, and he doesn't say anything. He doesn't say it to his partner. He doesn't say it to a doctor. He doesn't say it to anyone, right? Admitting it feels like, something is wrong with him, or again, he doesn't know what to do with it. I don't know how to navigate it. So now if I put it out there, I'm just adding more color to this thing. So then he starts to quietly maybe avoid situations where he might have to, quote, perform, right?
Yeah.
His partner's going to read that as avoidance or rejection, lost attraction. She's already thinking that. Like I was saying, she's already going, well, I'm freaking aging, and here's what I'm going through, and I'm struggling with these own things. And you can see how this tension can kind of build and quietly erode things and make this problem far much worse. So my pitch would be to literally admit these things to your partner, other than, of course, to, a physician and going and get your levels checked and all that stuff, right? I think you say to your partner, I think you say, hey, like, it's not missed on me that my energy levels are different. Our lives look so different than they did 20 years ago. I've got a knee replacement, right? Like, and it's like, I don't feel fantastic about myself. And I want you to know that when we get in those moments, I still love every moment with you, and I'm still looking at you, and I yearn for you. But on my end, this is what I'm thinking. What's your experience like? To even have that conversation with a partner, to lead the way as a man, for her to then say, well, I'm feeling so insecure. This is actually what's happening for me too. Beautiful, right? Now something can be done about it. Stop trying to figure out your partner or their experience or what you can do about their experience in isolation. You literally have the answers to the test. If you can create a psychologically safe environment to where you can have a productive conversation with the other person.
Wait, what about this, Brianna? This is kind of what I like with, friends and, just over the years, what I've seen with people around me is that people are they're in this sexual relationship with their wife, their girlfriend, whatever. And it's just, they're just doing it. There's nothing wrong with just doing it, but there's like this, there's no drive to constantly try to make it better, and when we're just kind of doing something, of course it's going to fucking get, at best it's going to stay the same, but eventually it's going to go down. And so when someone has the intent to always be studying, so to speak, to make it better, like Terry and I right now, we were having the fucking most amazing time experimenting with oxytocin, a peptide in our sexual relationship. It's fucking amazing. But we're constantly doing things and just whether to your point, conversations or we're, especially me, it's like I always want to try to move things forward no matter what I do, even in the sexual relationship. And I think if that mindset was there, it might circumvent some of these fucking problems of having, you're just doing it. And then next thing it's going down, you wonder why. Well, fuck, that's with anything in life.
Yeah, you're completely right. But what you're talking about that you're not naming because it seems so simple is just that you all speak about it. The fact that I think you're out of touch, John, that it's so rare for you all to speak the way that you do. And because that's your world, you probably assume it's more common, but you are the exception.
Gotcha.
You are the exception. And if I could just get more people to literally talk, like I was saying earlier, that almost everything you discussed just now required collaboration between the two of you.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
100%.
Yes. And, I've talked about it before on the show that there was a major study done where they looked at all shapes and sizes, races, ages, socioeconomic, of all these couples that, and that had good sex lives and, what were the trends? What were the common denominators between those that had the good sex lives? And you would have thought that it was novelty, that it was trying new stuff, that it, all these things or age. Exactly. And it wasn't. What they found was the number one common denominator was that they discussed.
Yeah. I see that because obviously, all of the, call it experimentation or ideas or whatever done by yourself versus done as a collaboration. That's the magic of it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we literally we'll have discussions like, okay, this is what we did in terms of peptide wise. How is that for you? And, because I see what I see, but what I see is not always what she felt. And then we'll have a conversation about it and then we'll tweak it a little bit. But you're so correct. If we weren't having that talk, it would be literally a one-sided game, which would totally not be the same.
These conversations are awesome. Brianna, you're good, man. Like I'll call you out because you do this for a living. Just like you called Johnny out. Like the way you articulate your words and offer guidance, you're really good. Like I even hear from Lauren and other people, like the way that you structure your words, you structure your suggestions, you're really good. I'm really grateful that we get the chance to spend time with you every Tuesday. So thank you for that. But Brianna, let me throw this to you. Women train themselves to stop wanting orgasms. We got some new science finally explaining the mechanism.
Your brain can literally train itself to stop wanting something good. No. Not because you chose to, because expecting it hurt too much. New research ran 3 experiments. When orgasms didn't happen consistently, people's brains downgraded how much they mattered. So the gap isn't just skill, it's your brain protecting you from wanting what it stopped expecting. And that loop hits both sides.
Brianna, when a woman's history and current experience were described as infrequent orgasm, women reported the lowest importance placed on orgasm and were more likely to self-blame. When the history was frequent, but the current partner context was infrequent, women kept standards higher and were more likely to attribute the issue to the partner and feel less committed. Any thoughts on this, Brianna?
Yeah, well, this is off the cuff, but this is very true. We're getting it wrong, though, with the language in which we describe it, right? The whole training, I don't love that. What you're actually talking about is called cognitive adaptation. So if a woman is in a situation where she is having infrequent orgasms, okay, she will, this is what you were saying, she will undervalue the importance or even her personal interest in having orgasms, right? It's not that big of a deal, whatever, right? So this training is a framing that's shifting, right? So it's this cognitive adaptation to life without orgasms, and that's cool and whatever. And this is the life that I have now. And then from that, what would happen? So if you're not having an orgasm during sex, well, you're probably not even going to see sex then as all that exciting, and you're going to be a lot less eager for it. So you get how this happens here, right? And then you're exactly right. Something that is very misunderstood is a female, when they're having very few orgasms or it's very rare, they often will blame themselves as seeing it as just how they were designed. I'm just kind of just designed this way, right? So that's very self-defeating, in that if that's what you're believing and you go in to continue in a sexual relationship with your partner, your expectations, look at that. Cognitive adaptation. So that's the word you're using when you say training, which is like, this is the life I lead now. This is just what sex looks like for me in my relationship with sex, right? Versus somebody who has more frequent orgasms. When they have a dip in that, they blame their partner more because they know that they have the ability and they have the confidence in their body and that that's the case. So a deviation from that would be attributed to an external factor, partner, probably, right? So that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, we got a question from Jess as we wrapping up here today with you, Brianna and John. For every man's benefit, we should discuss where a female orgasm comes from. Penetration is not a must. You can still please her. Aging men can be very satisfying, even if intercourse isn't the focus.
Did you know female orgasm starts with arousal, blood flow, and lubrication? The body's already building the response. The clitoris is the main player here. That's not a side note. That's the central wiring. For a lot of women, clitoral stimulation isn't optional. It's the pathway that actually gets them there. At orgasm, the body can show rhythmic pelvic floor and lower vaginal contractions, plus a spike in pulse and blood pressure. Hormones get involved too. Oxytocin rises around orgasm, but the full experience is physical, neural, and psychological all at once. So the real lesson is simple. Learn the anatomy, stop guessing, and respect the science. That's our today's Did You Know? Back to Keith and John.
So as the host, I love when these things like happen this way, because this just happened naturally through our conversation that I happen to have this on the desk. So Brianna, quick comment before we wrap up on that. It's pretty obvious, eh?
Yeah, that's totally true. Totally true. Right. So, yeah, not just penetration, but clitoral stimulation is necessary for the majority of women. So I do want to use that word majority, statistically, the majority. Right. And then if we're living lives now, okay, in 2026 that are higher cortisol and all the things, right, more pressure. So you can even assume that that number is going up. In that you may just not be able to get to the mental or headspace or connection space to really, have an environment that yields or breeds this beautiful relaxation moment, right? So for all of those reasons, yeah, the video is correct, and clitoral stimulation is necessary, a huge factor of the time. I don't like in porn how there's rarely clitoral stimulation. He'll just kind of be, jackhammering.
Yeah.
It's kind of jackhammering her, and she's like, all these sounds, and it's all amazing, and whatever. And that's not entirely realistic. So it's not a good lesson.
Yeah. There's nothing like some good old, how's the word, Brianna? Cunningliness. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, the old school word, Johnny, you grew up. And speaking of old school, a little bit of vintage for the screen before we wrap up. Check out this. I feel like this is a throwback. That was me, Johnny, in school, man. That was me aspiring there because I was the nerd, eh? So before tablets and laptops, this was my flex, John Anderson. This is when you wouldn't ride me on the scooter. You're like, no, that guy's a nerd. But yeah, look at me with all the chicks. No, that actually wasn't me because I was with the pile of kittens trying to figure out why I needed the elastic band.
Dude, you got to get the scooter analogy straight. You're not going for a ride on the scooter.
I know.
You are the scooter. Meaning you want to ride it, but you don't want your friends to see. That's why people would only play with you in the neighborhood, not at school.
Brianna, I went through I went through elastic band therapy as a young man because I couldn't figure out why I was always being presented with the pile of kittens and I wasn't being presented with the eggplant, and I had to figure out that it was all in my brain. So I went through
when he uses analogy like pile of kittens and eggplant, realize those are really fucking out there.
So I went through, true story, cognitive behavior therapy to snap my wrist, where when my brain was going into wacky spots, it was like, okay, snap it out. And it worked for me. And it turned the pile of kittens into the erect eggplant. Yeah.
And it worked so well. Now he's got like 15 choices of things to snap on his wrist.
She's not saying anything, Anderson. She's just taking it in. Hey, Brianna and John, before you guys go,
Hey, John, before you go, picture the Oval Office, fries sweating in paper bags, and a DoorDash grandma walking in like she owns the place.
and the man with orange hair hits her with a crisp $100 tip like it's a campaign ad. No tax on tips, baby. Sharon Simmons, Arkansas grandma, standing by the Resolute desk like, I brought nuggets and a tax policy. Y'all want sauces? This is the most American thing ever. Fast food, a political stunt, and a working class hero getting paid more than half of Congress. But is it kindness or marketing? Because if my tip comes with a press release, I'm charging a PR fee and taking the fries. Hey, John, let's talk about who this actually helps, who it screws, and why the Oval Office is now basically a drive-through.
I like to call it like I see it. And yes, they delivered DoorDash McDonald's to the White House yesterday, Anderson. And it was actually a stunt, but still, like the message that we continue to send to society, get off the couch. No, go order McDonald's to the White House. I'm serious. It's just ridiculous. Okay, you don't have, nobody has to comment. Just leave it alone.
I don't know exactly what to say right there.
Well, that's kind of my point, because I was like, I didn't know what to say either. Brianna, what do you got going on today, kid? Today was a good show, man. You dropped some nuggets all show.
Hold on real quick before we go. You have me on Fridays, taking Petro for we're leaving the show. You got to have Brianna and I leaving the show. I thought for sure they're going to have, she was coming out. She was going to get in whatever the Aston Martin. We were going to blast out of there. Jimmy, come on, man.
Johnny, I do have to agree. I was kind of suspecting that was going to happen too. So
don't put Brianna and I in the fucking bang bus. Because they had the bang bus a couple days ago. No, that's
Brianna will not be coming back. Yes, so we were in the bang bus with Candy on the side of the van, Brianna, and apparently Petro, Keith, and Johnny were driving around with our brothers driving us out there. It was really ridiculous.
I was going to say, it's Brianna's a very attractive woman, but I don't want to be insulting to her by putting her in the bang. That's a pretty fucking assumptive that we're going to climb in the bang bus. You know what that says? You know what I mean?
She has nothing to say. Just
I wanted to make sure I wasn't taken wrong. I recognize that we had a really cool, attractive doctor on the show, but putting her in the bang bus, putting her and I in the bang bus, they could be viewed in too many different ways that could be insulting. We don't want to insult her. She comes every week for us. We want to keep her.
I'm with you. I love it. Brianna, final word.
Yeah. No, I would like a cameo if you don't mind. I've always been wondering where John's always driving off to, and if I could come along, I would certainly finally find out.
There we go.
I would certainly find out where he's going.
That was good, Brianna. That was really good.
That was really good, actually. Yeah. Where's John driving off to? We're going to find out next week with Brianna Voss next Tuesday. Oh, my God. This was fun. Johnny, I know you got a rock and roll. You got Ben waiting for you. I love you, brother. Good show here today. Brianna, you two kids, so much fun. What a great show. You were dropping nuggets all show here today. And I just want to extend some gratitude, man. You were great. Oh, hey, and we had a marriage mechanic on the show yesterday. She was great. Brianna, you're awesome. We'll talk to you later.
Good to see you, Brianna.
Hi, guys.
Bye,
Have a good loop, everyone.
Oh, my God. See you later, Johnny. Take care. All right, guys, you're left with just me, Jimmy, and Kai. Yes. Jimmy, look at Petro's comments. Have Brianna driving the Ford F-250 with J.A. sitting bitch. I think that's actually going to be because he can't hear us. He's not here now. So, Jimmy, there's your segment for next week. You got Brianna driving, and then you have John, or you can put Johnny in the back. Petro, we can put Johnny in like the bed of the truck, and he could just hang out there. Oh my God, so funny. Oh, Jess, really $100 tip, but all they could afford was McDonald's. Yes, and good time. I know, man. I was so apparently that was staged, as you guys know. Apparently it was staged. So that lady. But here's what's fascinating to me, and I got to be honest. I didn't do enough reading today to understand the why part of it. But you know how we talk about there's a bunch of noise happening over there so that you can put everybody's direction over there? There's a reason that happened yesterday. I got to be honest, I haven't figured it out. I don't know if it's because and actually, it's funny because I have my monologue today is actually perhaps related to this. It's about, can we all just, excuse me, just burping away here. Can we all just not be adults? is my morning focus here today, which is that we've actually lost the ability to react like adults. Everywhere you look, it's absolutely performative, right? And we're gonna have that conversation here in about 53 seconds. But it made me laugh, which was that whole situation when they, of course, we got McDonald's coming to the White House. I'll tell you what, of course, is, hey, so if you're spending any time in China at a Walmart in the parking lot, this is crazy, man. You see, the world is so rapidly changing. It's fascinating to me. Sometimes I think I was born in the wrong era. But imagine sitting in a parking lot. No, actually, not a parking lot. I'm sorry, not a parking lot, but an intersection. And you look up at the light standard. Jimmy, I know you got it there. Let's run this drone thing. Check out the light standard, guys. Eyes on the screen. Look at this light standard in China. It's got a fucking drone inside of it. Yeah, it's got a drone inside of the. It was there. There's right there. So it's got a drone inside of it, so it can monitor accidents. It can monitor traffic conditions. It's playing Kai. Thank you. Melissa's out somewhere driving the bang bus. Kai. No. So anyway, that was quite fascinating, right? I think we're going to start seeing more of these things all over the planet. But I was, you think about light standards, they are everywhere. And what you could transform cities by adding things to light standards. It's funny, when I was growing the Rogers network, setting the Rogers network up here in Canada, when I was selling cell phones, it was often quite fascinating to me about, you could put towers everywhere. Kind of neat. So, all right, guys, we're going to move from drones to losing the ability to react like adults. It seems like we live in a world right now where peace talks stall, blockade starts, oil risk is real, global tensions rise, yet we still lose the ability to react like adults. And along the way, we just seem to act like children. We're going to have that monologue in 53 seconds on the Morning Focus this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
The world gets serious fast. Our culture stays childish. We turn danger into content instead of taking responsibility.
Information isn't wisdom. Reaction isn't leadership. If we can't hold tension calmly, we can't guide anyone through it.
Posting feels like thinking. It's usually panic in public. We trade patience for performance and call it insight.
When we stay unserious, trust erodes, self-respect erodes. Our families and teams feel the cost before we do.
We don't need more certainty. We need more discipline. Slow down, verify, and speak only what we can defend.
The point isn't to predict. The point is to stay grounded. We can admit we don't know and still act like adults.
Keith is about to break this down. We're done with noise. We're choosing depth, restraint, and responsibility this morning.
Why is it that we've lost complete ability, it seems anyways, to react to anything like an adult? Let's just think about the humor we laughed out of the last segment with Johnny and Brianna around what happened at the White House. And this is where I get wondering, which is, why is that happening? Because what's happening over here? So, like I said, we got war happening all over the planet. Peace talks stall, blockade starts, oil risk is real, oil prices through the roof, global tensions are rising, but yet somehow, and Jess, you're calling it out, people are more concerned with sharing their opinions and emotions and facts to help collaborative efforts, because somehow the dominant reaction to all of this stuff in modern culture is still memes, tribal bullshit, fake certainty, and everyone pretending they know exactly what happens next. Me including, because I run a daily live show where I get to offer my opinion every single day because I know exactly what's going to happen next. No, but we've actually lost the ability, completely lost the ability. Good morning, Batshit Crazy. Good to see you there, brother. I always love seeing Batshit Crazy joining us on the mornings, the big morning show here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. But guys, we've completely, and I mean completely, a good time agrees. I know good time agrees with me. We have all completely lost the ability to react to serious things like adults. And that's what's going to hit me today. That is what I got to share with you guys today. not just the geopolitics of it all. Nope, not just the markets, not even just the headlines. The deeper story to all of this. And I've been thinking about this. And it's funny because I've been thinking about this for a while. And I've been wanting to have this conversation with all of you for a while, but I was struggling to find a way to bring it to the table. The table that is this deeper story that modern people, all of us, no longer know how to metabolize seriousness. No, we don't. Think about this for a second, nation. Just pause. Think with me. Petro, I know you agree with me here. Everything becomes content. Everything becomes a take. And maybe that's not necessarily a bad thing from time to time because we all want to know somebody's opinion. But everything has become a side to pick. A clip to repost, a chance to act smart in public without actually understanding a damn thing. Everybody is a commentator these days, including me. That is where we are now. The possible escalation, content. Oh yeah, we'll just order McDonald's to the house here today because that is content. A fragile energy corridor. Oh yeah, people are getting blasted trying to cross. Content. Diplomacy, hanging by a thread. Content. The Pope making a statement. Oh, content. And then everybody jumps online. All of us, me included, to cosplay as a strategist, a philosopher, a war expert, somebody who's never been in war, proselytizing about how we should win or fight a war. The economist over there that is actually not the economist, the moral authority, that actually has no authority or no moral values, offering his opinion, usually within 12 seconds of reading a headline. And gotta tell you, guys, girls, all of us, it's embarrassing. We are living in the most over-informed and underdeveloped era imaginable. Think about this, you guys. We have access. We all have access to infinite information, but yet we still process the world like emotionally caffeinated children. Yeah, we just do. Everything immediate. We don't absorb anything anymore at all. Everything has to be amplified. We don't take any time to understand anything. And because of that, you know what we do? We confuse motion with thought. Oh, he moved, must be thinking. No, posting without even thinking. Maybe reacting, but not even understanding. That confidence that you pretend you have. Yeah, it's not confidence. It's not even wisdom. And having a side is not the same thing as having depth. Too many of us. I watch it, I witness it, observe it. I have conversations with those that I'll pick a side. Yeah, I'm blue. Yeah, I'm red. Or yeah, I stand for this. But here's the thing. In good time, you know as well as I do. They got no fucking depth. Yeah, they rip the headlines and form their views around why this is happening geopolitically and why that is happening geopolitically. And all it is a headline. There's no depth to it. There's no depth to any of their thoughts. Yeah. And that is what the machine rewards today. Fast, be loud, be certain. Hey, that's what I do every single day. I'm fast, I'm loud, I'm certain. And most importantly, it rewards you for being simplistic because we don't want complexity. No, I know. Let's turn complexity into performance instead. I know what we're going to do. We are going to turn danger into identity because ultimately, it's content. Yeah, it's content. It's absolutely content. Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, nation. That is why even when things even when serious things happen, the public and the markets, they're not even much better. They're basically doing the financial version of the same thing. Yeah. Oh, I see the tension. I see the blockade. I see the risk, the diplomacy, whatever. Oh, but are we green? What? That's not strength. That is actually sedation. We've built a culture today that we live in where we would rather self-soothe than self-confront the things that are happening in front of us. We turn a blind eye. We ignore it. And I think that has consequences way, way, way beyond politics. Because once we, as a society, lose the ability to sit with seriousness, you know what happens? you know what happens? You lose the ability, we all lose the ability to lead. We lose the ability to assess risk, and we lose the ability to make grounded decisions. Oh, does that sound like a familiar leader? Huh? You lose the patience required for actual adulthood, and that is why so many people look overwhelmed right now. We're all not just tired. No, we're psychologically untrained. Untrained to hold the complexity of the world we're living in right now. Untrained to live without instant certainty. What do you mean I can't know right now? But I want to know right now. Is the canal open? Are the markets up? Is Bitcoin down? I got to know right now. Untrained to admit, I don't know what happens next, but I know that this moment matters. That sentence right there that I just dropped, what I just said right there, I don't know what happens next, but I know the moment that we are living in right now matters. That is maturity. But here's the thing again. Maturity, it doesn't trend. Nobody wants maturity. Instead, we want outrage. I laughed because Zuckerberg was like, y'all didn't want the friend feed. You guys all bitch and complain, where are my friends? Why is the Instagram feed changed? Why is my Facebook feed changed? You know why? Because we as society didn't want the maturity. No, we wanted the theatrics. We wanted the outrage. We wanted the clickbait. Hence, we all got served up with social media that's not social anymore. It's interest. It's attention media. It's sucking you into my thread media. It's the false certainty that trends. That is the real problem of the world we live in today. Not just that the world is unstable. No, that's a given. It's that we've built a culture with all of us full of people who can no longer respond to instability with depth, discipline, or perspective. And we've lost all perspective, nation. We live in a world with just noise, just performance. Oh, let's become a performative guest on Keith and John's show. Just the nervous little bursts of pseudo conviction. So when I look at today, that's what I see. I don't see just a geopolitical story. No, I look around, I see a mirror. I do. A mirror showing how badly all of us in society today, how badly we've been trained to confuse ourselves with reaction over wisdom. And if that doesn't change, and I don't know if it's going to change, frankly, and if that doesn't change, the next big crisis won't just expose the world. No, that's the least of our concerns. It's going to expose how emotionally unserious we have become.
We all have that internal static, that low-level hum that says something is fundamentally off.
But instead of tuning the dial, many men just crank the volume on distractions. Work, whiskey, or a screen.
Today, we're peeling back the layers on why we self-sabotage and why that hustle you were sold might actually be a prison. It's about the identity beneath the title. Get ready, because this one hits home.
Your move, Chief.
It's my move, Maya. Jess Avul in the comments. Could be diffusion of responsibility. People think someone is solving the problem, so they just express emotion and opinions to gain social status. She comes back and says, exactly, markets change based on current opinion, not fiscal changes in the actual business. That's why it's called, so people spend too much time gambling instead of investing. All right, Community Corner with Maya Reyes and myself, Keith Billis. The identity audit stripped back to static and the stage success. Maya starts it off. Connor Beaton from Man Talks is pointing at a hard truth about modern men all around us today. Most self-destructive behavior, the doom scrolling, the booze, the porn, it's not about being weak. It's about being emotionally illiterate. When men feel loneliness or anxiety and they weren't taught how to handle it, what do? We find something external to offset the internal fiction. So what's Connor's fix? Start training the muscle of no. Delay the gratification. Watch the porn 3 hours later, not right now. Oh, Jimmy, did I just say that? I thought we're not supposed to watch porn. No, watch it 4 hours later, not right now. If you think you want it right now, no, just hang tight. Hang tight. the longer you can hang tight. Maybe you can delay the gratification. Because if you're watching for a vice today, if you're reaching for a vice today, what's your vice? Maybe you want to stop and ask yourself this. Good time. Is it just a tip that is sticking in? No! What's the one internal state I'm trying to avoid right now? Maybe it's food. Maybe it's sugar. Maybe it's not masturbating. Then maybe sit with it. Build that self-awareness. Go look in your own mirror. Go ask yourself, can you delay that satisfaction right now? Even a minute, even 5 minutes, even an hour. Go think about baseball. Hey guys, go think about baseball. Hey, why has baseball been the oldest trick we've all looked at? We've all paid attention to? Yeah. I don't want to come. Think baseball. I don't want to have an orgasm. Think baseball. I don't know why it's always been baseball. Just kind of curious. Maybe there's a question for Grok on that one. All right, Sam Lacrosse is taking aim at the hustle culture gospel, calling it a lie that sold obsession as the only path to success. Now, look, I don't agree that obsession is dead. No, I'm obsessed. I love obsession. When you're building something real, it's going to take everything you got. You have to be obsessed. If you're not obsessed, you're not going to win. But the lie was thinking you could sacrifice your health, your family, and your sanity on that altar of obsession and still have a life left to enjoy. Good time. Thanks for listening. I knew somebody would answer the question for me because baseball is boring. Right. So that's how we can delay gratification by thinking about baseball, the long ball. That's what it is. Yeah. Hey, over on LinkedIn, Greg Simpson says recently shared how losing his high-paying sales job was less about the paycheck and more about an identity crisis. You know, hey, Jimmy, Kai, let's look at this guy spraying gas. So I wonder if this guy is worrying about his identity crisis. Look at this dude, man. This guy is crushing it, man. Look at this guy just spraying. Like, you talk about a guy who's worrying about his identity. That is one committed motherfucker who I don't think is too worried about losing his sales job and not worried about his identity crisis. No, look at that. Just not missing a beat, right in the hole there, just straight in. Yeah. And here's the thing. The hardest part of a new direction, you guys, like, imagine if this guy changed directions right now. The hardest, he would make a mess. The hardest part of a new direction isn't the resume. No, it's the funeral for the old you. So guys, if you had to let go of the version of yourself that you thought you had before, what would you do? What would you do? Hey, Maya, if you had to give up your stopwatch for a day, would you actually know what time it was, or would you just wander around looking for a sprint to start?
I'd find a rhythm, Chief, but the stopwatch is how I know I'm winning the morning.
Today's theme is about coming clean with yourself. We hide in vices, drown in hustle, and cling to titles.
But you can't outrun your own internal state. Take a beat today. When that urge to distract hits, sit with the discomfort for 5 minutes. Say the truth out loud, then do the smallest thing.
Momentum isn't magic, it's reps. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hi. Charlie, the guy was thinking about baseball. Yeah, that's why he was so focused at keeping it inside that hole there. Just intensely focused. Yeah. Kai says, I saw someone say that baseball is just tag with a ball. I'd be concerned about losing $50 worth of gas in this economy. Yeah, true story. Oh, man, gas is through the effing roof. I think we're all walking these days, eh? Yeah. When I leave, I either walk or I take my electric car. True story. Guys, what a fun show here today. Thanks to my team. Thanks to Jimmy. Thanks for Kai, Jimmy being away, sending messages to guests and not being attentive to our show right now. So Kai, thanks for that. Thanks for having me stand here by myself wondering whether my team is behind the controls, because because Kai and Jimmy, we had no idea what the hell Neiman was up to. Like, for all we knew, she was driving the bang bus, Jimmy. Like, we're like, where's Neiman today? So I don't know. And Kai's like, maybe she's driving the bang bus. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But hey, Neiman's here now. So thankfully Neiman is back. She's safe. And I think she was out moving, which is good. We all know that movement is good. Kai's defending herself, nation. My bad. The dude who messaged me was a blind photographer. Oh, yeah. So that's why we would miss the cue on our show, because Kai was blind for a moment too. Yeah, true story. I love my team, man. I got the greatest team on the planet because this show doesn't happen. This show doesn't happen. Whitaker's show doesn't happen. Hewlett's show doesn't happen. What the Truck doesn't happen. Man, it starts with joy. The supply. None of this happens. None of this happens without Kai, without Jimmy, without Melissa, without Grace. I didn't forget her. Without Celine. And did I got everyone? Do I got everyone? And of course, with me. Yeah, of course. This doesn't happen without me. Yeah, exactly. So we have a girl working her name's Grace, guys. True story. She actually has her head stuck like this. I thought her name was Charlie for a while. Her head's like this the whole time. I'm like, Charlie. She's like, no, I'm Grace. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So anyways, we got Grace working with us as well. Who's on What the Truck? What the Truck? It is with Paul Riedner, Adam House, and Joshua Kent. That show starts tomorrow, right after Mornings in the Lab, this time tomorrow, 10 o'clock. So my goal, Sullivan, is to get Paul or Adam on the show to kick it off. Hey, Jess, best advice I got from an elder was the more you do, the more you'll want to do. And the key is just to get moving. Hey, that was the advice that I had when I met my wife, Lauren. Yeah, because I was so into her. I'm like, wait a minute. The more I get to do it with you, the more that I want to do it with you. I love you, baby. Have fun today at the fasting place. Yes, Adam was a great guest. So that show is coming up tomorrow. All right. I'm going to get the hell out of here. It's time to leave. Nation, you guys have been a lot of fun. What a great show. Brianna Bass was great. Johnny was great. And we're back here tomorrow. Yep, 8 o'clock, same time, mornings.live. If you haven't checked into the show, I invite you to do that. Oh, we got a guest tomorrow. Larry Hagner joining up. Oh, I guess maybe it would help if I looked at my outro. Yeah, sorry. Tomorrow on Center Stage, we've got Larry Hagner. You're winning at work and you're losing at home. The guy who's been saying it longer than anyone. If you are crushing business and quietly fumbling the people you love, the conversation coming up tomorrow is going to hit like a brick through a window. And that conversation starts in less than 24 hours. Where? Right here. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, Jimmy, Kai, Melissa, and Grace, and everyone else. And Celine, too. We'll see you guys tomorrow.